We're going to tab over to this screen. I'm going to turn some music on for you guys, and then I'm going to address my players writ large. Wow! I just noticed how unorganized this freaking thingus is compared to Voices of the Mountain, which is actually really, like, solidly organized. I've forgotten that I made this terrible. Okay, I need to organize this music for 6th Emperor Draconis badly. Anyway, players, it's been like 3 weeks since we played this game, and I'm having a little bit of trouble remembering where we were. So, we're going to go around the table for the sake of myself, for you guys, and for anybody who happens to be watching this, and tell me one thing you remember about the last time we played and what your plans were. And we're going to start with Birchmina.
But what? Why me?
That's why.
I remember Rashal's shop got swamped because books, and then the Good Night's Rest got swamped because famous people and books and food. And I remember in all the chaos, there was a lot of running back and forth between people. And I remember Trench telling us about a message for Brayden.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently there's some sort of creepy crawly in Waterdeep.
I said one thing, but thank you.
Oh, sorry. Did I, too much. Okay.
Cool. Triska, what's one thing you remember about last week, or last time, and what do you remember about what our plans were?
I remember all the merchandising because everyone in Troll Skull was making bank. As for what I remember, all I really remember was the message for Brayden as well.
Okay. Gamzee? Gamzee?
You're quiet, bud.
Push to taco.
Yeah.
Push
Cool.
to empanada.
Cool. Delta?
Last thing that I remember happening in the episode was Trench got a letter delivered to him that was meant for Brayden,
Mm-hmm.
and he was slightly confused by it. Something about tracking down a soul devourer that was in Waterdeep.
Yes.
Brayden was tasked to fucking track down and eliminate.
And he was like,
And
that's
that
not
was-
about me, is it?
Yeah, it was like, I need to fight you guys. Hopefully not.
Hello.
Hi, welcome
Hey, he's
back.
back.
There you are.
Ah.
Mic troubles, I
Weird.
think.
Yeah. All it really took was unplugging and plugging back in my mic.
So, what did you have planned?
Plans was to dig up some information, try and track it down, and eliminate it.
Alright. Gamzee?
We were formulating a plan to go rumble shuck the Castle Lantern Manor.
Okay. What is Rumbleshuck?
I don't know, I made it up.
Fair enough.
Rumble the place, see what falls out.
So, in lieu of Percival and Rockham not being available, and me not remembering what time of day we left off on, does anyone object to starting on a new day?
Nope.
No
I think
objection.
that sounds reasonable.
You guys have a lot of money made, you're booked up, you're working into the night of the Good Night's Rest, but you do manage to get the benefit of a long rest. And in the next morning, as is predicted, there's still a lot of people there for breakfast, but far fewer than yesterday. We're going to skip over all of that, because at about 10 or so in the morning, as you guys are relatively busy but having a reprieve, you see a carriage pull up out front, and the people in line are immediately gossiping about who could be in that carriage coming here. And if any of you are near the door or watching the door, otherwise greeting people, you see that indeed it is a nice carriage from Castle Waterdeep.
Oh. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Sockham's probably behind the bar as per usual.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Brock is probably
back
in
there,
the
help.
kitchen because it's a good place for him. Percival, I'm gonna say Percival's having an adventure in Blackstaff Tower so that I can give him something to do later.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds reasonable.
Nice.
Because he still had to do his report, didn't he?
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
If Sock's doing the serving, I think Connie's at the till.
Okay. So then, yeah, Connie and Salk, like, you hear this brief, like whisper. This brief, like, noise go through the crowd of people coming in, people standing around, people at the tables, of, like, yeah, and you guys can see behind the crowd this, like, big, like, fancy Waterdavian nobility carriage roll up.
I
As
think
Vile
Mert's
and Rainier
here.
are playing barmaids again.
I was about to ask if you want to take a bet on who's in there, but
I think it's Mert. It's
It's not
probably
Mert, his theme music's not playing.
For the record, I just scared Colton with that.
sorry, Colton.
As Vile and Gracie do not miss opportunities, man.
Apparently,
Holy
I
crap.
said something funny. Don't know what I said, but all right.
It was just the right amount of meta.
All right, fair enough.
I should have gotten water.
I let Braden know waltz up to Sockham. It's like I put 45 silver. Says that's Laurel Silverhand.
Lord Silverhand herself. Okay.
Why would Laurel come to our... Well, I was about to say backwater little bar, but we're not exactly backwater, are we?
Rainier
I
plunks
feel
down
like
50
if she
silver
wanted
with his hand
something, she
over
would.
it.
I feel like if she wanted something, she would have summoned us.
Yeah. Also, Rainier, we're not taking bets.
Yes, we are.
You know what? Yes, we are. If anyone has bets on who it is, we're taking that.
As Vili
10
plunks
silver.
down a platinum coin and just grins at you.
Lawrence will toss down 10 silver. I say it's
You aren't saying who you're betting on it being.
Yeah.
I think
Asbila,
Sockham's
who do you
like
think
setting
it
up a little paper.
All right. I've got a platinum that is the Archmage. That doesn't really narrow it down which Archmage.
is? Yeah, there's a couple of those.
The foreign one, obviously.
Duvare?
Mhm.
That seems reasonable.
I got 10 silver on it being Tristan.
Why would Tristan sit? Never mind.
To watch Mert squirm, clearly.
So, the crowd parts, and yeah, stepping in is first a very like official looking like Waterdavian, not like a guard, but like a personal bodyguard, right? Type dude,
Mhm.
and like looks around, and then he steps aside, and yeah, it is Archmage Dashin Duvare in all of his like necromantic attire, like calmly stepping in with a big smile on his face, and his like just sweeps all the coins off the counter. They disappear. You don't know where she puts them.
Mert's not quiet. Damn it.
Welcome back, Archmage.
Ah, my friends, it is good to see you. Good to have you. I hope your glances around. Engagement wasn't too tiring.
It went better than expected, that's for sure.
I
Yeah.
have news. I don't suppose you have a private meeting chamber?
We got a basement.
We do
Wait.
Or an
have a meeting room
office.
upstairs, too.
We do have an office we can go to, Sockham.
We do have an office. I never go in there. I forget about it all the time.
With your permission and someone to lead the way.
Or
No, of course, and Braden will take him.
Rainier is scowling at this man. This man offends Rainier's noble sensibilities.
Oh, Rainier, stop
And-
it.
And Rainier could freaking deal with it.
You can't. So that's the second time you've called him Rainier, and I think both times as Vile has gone, Jack,
Jack.
like over you.
Come on, he looks just like the guy. You gotta give me a break.
Right? It's almost uncanny.
A lot of lookalikes.
Him and Flume Blackmaw.
Yeah, Floon too. I can see the resemblance there.
Come on, Jack, knock it off. You keep making that face, it'll be stuck that way.
And I think
But yeah, the office is right this way.
Dashin, like, nods at you, Connie, like, turns, looks at Rainier, looks him up and down. I apologize if I offend, my friend. I am less apologetic for what I am. And he turns and he starts to follow Connie up the stairs.
Lawrence is probably bringing up the rear.
Who is the last one out from behind the bar?
Frankly, no one else has objections. I'd say Sock, because he...
Okay, so
Okay.
as Rainier is coming around the bar to take your spot, because as Velia is staying on the floor because she keeps getting asked for,
Hey,
As-
geez, I look really good in that outfit.
as Rainier is coming to take your spot, Salcom, he whispers to you. He says, "Is that a bloody necromancer?"
What of it? Not all of them are bad.
Yes, they are.
Well, really? Why is this one trying to cure me? And prevent deaths?
Stares at you for a minute. Would it kill you to keep me in the loop?
Oh, did we not tell you about this?
No!
I thought we had.
Whoops.
Oh,
Oops.
my
You
apologies, there,
mentioned
bud.
an archmage was working to help you. You didn't tell me he was a fucking lich.
But he's not a... Well, you know, now that you say it, he might be. I don't know. I didn't ask. Not
By the
my
way,
business.
I've heard somebody pronounce lich as lick one time, and I was just like, no, stop it.
I did that when I was young and I didn't know better.
A lick? A what? Ew.
That's a Pokemon, friend.
Calling it a lick just makes it sound dirty.
It does. Lich. Anyway,
Stop it.
No, a lick would be something that a mind flare cooks up.
and
Oh.
while we're on the topic of keeping me in the loop, who's the sassy barmaid?
Braden's girlfriend.
The Black Viper? He says it a little bit too loud and immediately, like, winces and looks over his shoulder.
Smack
The
on
what?
the top of the head. Quiet.
No, wait, Connie was at the front.
I didn't realize the Black Viper was so... And you can tell he's like, I'm gonna walk back that compliment, and he goes, Waterdhavian.
She's also taken.
She's also a thief, and therefore, never mind. Don't you have a meeting to go to? I can handle things here.
Yes. Okay.
You scamper upstairs. So who goes up with Dashin? Salcom, Connie,
Braden.
Braden.
Lauren.
Okay, all of you go. Okay, cool. So you guys head up to the meeting room, and yeah, like I imagine, like the Knightlites meeting room. It's not, you know, the traditional desk with visiting chairs. It's like a boardroom, right? Big table with like you guys have your own little spots, right?
The kind of place you would expect the heist to be fucking.
Yes,
But yeah,
exactly.
There's a map of Waterdeep on one wall. There's plans for tapestries.
Why not just have the map of Waterdeep on the table?
Exactly.
Set
better.
into the table and cast in resin.
Oh,
You guys have money, why not? Like,
makes my design part happy.
I was gonna suggest making it movable in case you have like a bunch of stuff you need to put on the table.
like I said, resin. Cast it in resin.
Aye.
There's
There's just like markers for shit that's happened around the city that we've dealt with, things that we know
Yeah,
about, things that we need to take
But
care of.
also, I remind you guys, Uncle Avi has had not one, but 3 shouting matches with the interior design of this place. So, like, why wouldn't you have the map table?
Exactly.
probably one spot along the table that's overflowing slightly with a couple of papers and books.
Right.
It's all
Right.
all
The
Stockholm's
place is
little.
about as disorganized as what we are.
So,
Not for lack of trying on the part of Lawrence and Pierce.
so you guys come in and Dashin follows you. His handler stays downstairs, and he like just stands off to the side, waiting to be shown where he's allowed to sit. His face is, unreadable as he like takes in your little boardroom.
Braden would gesture to like one of the comfy chairs.
Yeah.
And he seats himself, sets his big, arcane tome down on the table, pulls out the like witch's finger that he keeps like in lieu of a weapon, sets that down because he can't sit down with it on his belt.
Right.
And just like sets it on top of the book so that it doesn't, because it drips this weird like green ichor. So he sets it on top of the book so it doesn't like stain anything that you guys have. And then like seats himself, and it's very, very much obviously of like someone who is aware of a disability making it as easy as possible for someone else type thing. It's just in this case it's corruption, right? And so he sees himself, waits for you guys to get settled, and then he smiles and he says, "I hope you don't mind if I get right to the point."
Oh no, feel free.
By all
go
means,
ahead.
it usually makes things easier.
I apologize it's taken me as long as it has. 4 days must have been agony for one. Afflicted such as you are, it pleases me to know that you were able to weather the depth of the full moon to the degree that you were. I'm interested to hear of what transpired.
Well, long story short, we locked me inside of a cage, inside of a cave, set up a whole bunch of traps, and then I zoinked out, went to our ancestral afterlife, and beat the shit out of Malar.
Or at least your mental manifestation thereof.
Right.
We're still trying to figure out all the details.
Right. Meanwhile, outside, we had to deal with what this one created.
Yes, I spiritually beat the shit out of Malar while they all dealt with my, shall we call him brother in corruption.
So there was another. I see.
There was, and thankfully it came straight for us.
Yeah. Also, was, I believe, is the operative word.
Oh yeah, it's no longer in the realm of the living, thank God. It's gods.
You will forgive me, my friends, if I remind you that means very little when dealing in our line of work.
Braden said there was someone working to make sure that it didn't come back, right?
Shit, what was his name? Scratch? Was it?
What?
I think
Oh.
so.
A
Yes.
goblin?
No, it was Tabaxi. Surface of a Scratch Coin, I think his name was. Something along those lines.
Lord's kind of head tilts.
By any
It's like-
chance, was it cracked face of a silver coin?
Might have been.
Well, then you're in good hands.
Yeah, not long after that fight, I had a bit of a meeting with a vassal of the Raven Queen.
Oh, now, that is certainly an interesting tale, but one crisis at a time, I think, my friend.
Yeah.
Turns to Salcom. I have done rigorous research on the samples that you gave me. I found some interesting things. I've taken the liberty of writing out a few theories. I understand you travel with a wizard, so you're likely well informed of our proclivities. And like picks up the witch's finger and like opens up the spell book and like takes some loose paper out of the front cover and just like sets it down in front of him and then like replaces the whole thing. And he says, just for my own amusement, he slides a paper over to Connie and he says, how accurate is this to the concoction that you gave the twins?
Let me check it over and find out.
Yeah, make a nature check, Connie. here's a weird thought. Nature's made with int, right?
Yep.
Can you make it with whiz instead?
Sure. Can never remember how to do that in here, so hang on.
The best thing to do is, like, find a skill with equal proficiency to what that would be. So, like, if you're proficient in nature, find something else that you're proficient with, and then that has whiz, and just roll that instead.
Honestly, I was just gonna do the math manually, if that's okay.
That's fine.
I have always found it weird that medicine was whiz and nature is int.
Because nature is in the same category as religion, arcana, and history. What you should be looking at is survival is also whiz. Application versus straight knowledgeable recall.
The theory versus practice, right?
Correct.
It might tell you these 7 things could be stopping your car from starting. Wisdom would tell you to check the gas.
Correct. Yeah, Connie, with that roll, like, he got it. Not only did he get the list right, he got the dosages right.
Yeah, you just about nailed it.
I suspected as much. Powerful psychoactive herbs. Though, granted, I've never heard of spontaneous development of magical aptitude. Suppose we should thank your heritage for that.
I guess that's what just happened. I guess that's just what you're a cut above the rest.
A claw above the rest.
I have reason to suspect that your lycanthropic parentage was involved in, as I feared, the Chosen of Malar. I did a bit of research on the topic, and apparently the... Do any of you know about the Reghead men?
I've heard the name bandied about, but I don't really know anything about them.
Far to the north, even further than the Icewind Dale, there is a location called the Reghead Glacier. The individuals who make their homes there, the Reghead men, oft referred to as the Reghead Barbarians, which is a dreadful nomenclature, if you don't mind me saying so, have themselves been organized into tribes. One of these, the tribe of the Wolf, has relatively recently, in your lifetimes, fractured. And it is said that in the power vacuum left by the fracturing of this tribe, an individual allied to the Beast Lord has risen to prominence. Does your native tribe, pardon me, clan, often visit the Dale or the Glacier by any chance?
I'll be honest, I don't know. We're from Clan Grawl, if that gives you any idea.
Unfortunately, Goliaths are not in the habit of writing things down. A very oral tradition, and, well, I don't exactly look the part. Suffice to say...
And I do?
Honestly, yes.
Oh.
My giant is not as good as some, but I dare say your markings there are a history of your family line.
Is that a thing?
Who is Andre?
My paw. Mine
He,
and my brother.
gestures at one of the markings that you have on your chest.
Spooky. I need a mirror at some point.
If you try to use a mirror, it'll be backwards. Don't forget, you'll need 2.
Yes.
At any rate, Clan Groll, if they have dealings with the Dale or even the Reghead men, would likely have had run-ins with these Chosen of Malar. If you care, the individual, the cleric, for want of a better word, in question is a man by the name of Esau. If your lycanthropic parent had a run-in with one of Esau's men, or Esau himself, then they could have contracted this virulent strain of lycanthropy, and then passed it on to you and your brother, which would explain why you have it in the first place, and then the psychoactive ingredients in your friends. I don't fully understand how you address one another. I apologize.
We are effectively siblings.
Could have mutated the disease.
Okay.
I have brought multiple proposals to determine which course of action you think is best. I've taken the liberty of making the preparations in all of them just to be safe. And he starts passing bound sheets of paper to you, Sockham. 3 different sets.
Yeah. Take them. Start rating through a couple.
You ever read the terms and conditions for an Apple product?
Yeah.
Basically that.
lovely.
Make an intelligence saving throw.
If I use comprehend languages, does that help me here at all?
Comprehend languages.
Comprehend languages would allow you to read it, and it gives you the literal translation of what you're seeing. Which, no, because it's written out literally. So, unfortunately, no, it would not.
Shit.
Make
Okay.
an intelligence saving throw. Alright.
Oh. Okay,
Fair is
Sokka.
fair. It is literally an engineer or a doctor writing a proposal for other engineers or doctors.
I know those.
How long do you spend on this?
I think it's a good 10 seconds of Connie.
Alright. Fair enough.
Can I see if I can help him filter through it at all?
Yes, you can actually. Make an Arcana check. Cool. Follow that up with a medicine check. You could have done those in any order, but whatever. Okay. So, you don't understand the magical gobbledygook involved, which is good because neither do I, and now that Pierce is in here, I don't have to fucking explain it. But you do understand the point of the proposals. One of them is just scorched earth. It will rid Sockham of the lycanthropy at all. Just completely decurse the motherfucker. But that will get rid of 100%. That will get rid of his shifter abilities. Another option is to try to work around it and get rid of basically cut out the tumor, right? On an otherwise healthy organ. The issue with that is pretty much the same as cutting out a tumor. You might not get all of it, it might come back, you might hit something important. It's a delicate procedure.
Okay.
The third option is basically what they do with the kidney transplant. Keep the bad kidneys there and just put something else good there to draw from.
Interesting.
But again,
Okay.
the last one would be weaker. So,
Alright, so-
mechanically what this would be is, providing of course that everybody passes their checks, right? The quote-unquote favorable result for all 3 of these would be losing your shifter abilities, including your bear rage, keeping your shifter abilities at the potential risk of getting Malar's shit back in future, or basically changing class.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. I'll admit the how is a little lost on me, but I think I understand the purpose here. You could get rid of the lycanthropy entirely and just be a plain old Goliath.
That's hardly plain.
Well, come on, brain, do the thing. You could,
I'm sorry, just the quiet. Come on, brain, do the thing.
Sorry, that's me being a derp.
I'm sorry, that just got me briefly.
You could try and get rid of the Malar part and keep the lycanthropy, but there's the possibility that'll come back later. It's like
Or
cutting out
or get hurt.
Yeah, there's also a risk involved in doing that. And I'm not sure how to explain this last one, but
Cage the beast and have a different wellspring to draw from.
Let's go with that.
I can have any of these procedures ready by this evening. Though there might be a turnover period after the fact, providing everything goes well, and any number of things could go wrong. Understand, we are experimenting.
Why do I get a fucking Umu from Witcher scenario here?
That is a risk. If Gashin rolls, like, very poorly, yeah, something like that could happen.
More using the Trial of the Grasses to cure him.
Oh! Yeah. Straight up, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Y'all said a lot of things that I understood half of. I heard Witcher, and I know what that means. That's where it ended.
Cool. Don't worry about it. Delta's on the right track.
I think I understood it, but I'm not 100%.
Go watch the Witcher 3 playthrough and you'll understand.
That statement always makes it worse. Shit.
My
Oh, I
preference is
suppose-
in simplicity, which would be the first option presented.
That one strikes me as a bit, well, I'll put it bluntly, unsavory, because it sounds like I'll be losing most of my connection to Mother Pear.
Oh.
Yeah. We're reading this right, Sockham. You just be you.
I'm a skald. I'm a skald. I can't have that. There are people up there that need me.
Then it appears we run a risk.
There's a risk with that one as well, it should be noted, my friend.
There's a risk with everything.
Quite so.
Anything worth doing is not done easily.
Yeah, it's the case with any operation, for lack of a better word. So I guess it's the question of which risk you'd rather take.
I can tell you this, you're most likely to live a normal life with the first option.
Does Sock want to live a normal life, though? She says, turning to him.
With respect, that also sounds like the most boring option.
You'll be alive.
Never been one for normal.
You'll be alive with the lowest risk of deformity, magical or otherwise. There are some who would be grateful for such an option.
You have a point, you really do, but
I don't
Well,
mean
I
to
came
push
to-
your judgment one way or the other, my friend. I'm simply stating the terms.
I came to Waterdeep with my brothers and sister to visit our brother, and we ended up finding the bloody vault of Waterdeep. I'm not all too inclined to go with normal.
Would you prefer able? That option, whilst yes, it would sever your connection, to use your words, you would be able to continue this life that you have created for yourself. I cannot make you that promise with the other two. Favorably, certainly, but it is the medicinal difference between a stomach ache and a spear through the midriff. I can give you some time to think it over if you like.
Well,
The longer you take, the longer it will take to proceed.
well, let's hold on, because I don't fully understand these others.
Of course. I have a mostly free schedule today, so I can stay and assist in whatever way I am able.
What do these mean? I don't fully... I'm not too much of the thinking type, you understand?
The second proposal is... I'm trying to think of a non-magical allegory. I believe he points at Connie, who said something about tumors. That's a...
Yeah, it's like cutting out a tumor. There's a risk to it, of course. You need to mind the margin. And assuming nothing goes wrong, it'll help you in the immediate, but there is the risk that you could miss some and it'll come back later.
Dashin, nods impressed. He says, "Where did you study, Doctor?"
Amberridge? And I've been picking up a little bit from, Fala, a few doors down.
I'm not familiar with Amber Ridge Academy. I'll have to look them up.
That's because it's not an academy.
It's
Lauren is just like an idiot.
It's not an academy, it's our hometown. Her grandmother taught her everything she knows. Well, not everything,
She taught
but...
you the modern advancements of surgery.
Well, she told me the theory behind it. Finding someone to practice with is a little harder.
For what it's worth, I know I don't look it, but I'm a trained physician. I'm a surgeon myself. That's true, he is.
Oh, good. So I'm not just rambling then.
Not at all. If anything, I'm impressed. By any chance, are you looking to study?
I was about to say.
Yes, actually. It's why I came to Waterdeep.
There's call it an embassy, if you will. Rather a small organization. I'm not affiliated with them myself, but they're always looking for sharp minds and skilled hands. The Brotherhood of the Fountain of Life.
Can't say I've heard of them. I take it they're surgeons then.
Mundane surgeons, if you can believe that.
Mundane? Like...
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say no magical ability.
Well, no. Many of them...
very little.
Many of them have magical abilities, but the purpose of the Brotherhood is to teach medical practices to those without access to clerics or paladins or those like myself.
They're a means to obtain a cheaper healing.
Cheaper, more readily available. I wouldn't necessarily say easier.
If anything, it would take longer because the recovery process. But if you're out of spell slots, that's amazing.
Agreed. Their group has a great deal of potential. I would look into them if I were you.
I think I will.
Do they have any stationed in Waterdeep? Because that might be something worth looking into.
And as I said, embassy. It's a. If you'll forgive me, my friends, embassy is something of a misnomer, but it's the closest thing I can think of. Chapter house, perhaps. It's amongst the other temples, if you could believe that.
Interesting.
Would I have heard about this, given how long I've been Waterdeep?
No. Like, that's the thing. Like, yeah, you've been in Waterdeep a while. This is not a household thing.
Oh, wow.
This is not a household brand name like Blackstaff.
Exactly.
I think I'll have to
Fair
do
enough.
just that.
This is. You've heard of Frosted Flakes, but you've never heard of Count Dankula's Frost Flakes.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
they're formally recognized as a guild of Waterdeep. Well, I shouldn't say of Waterdeep. They're formally recognized as a guild in Waterdeep, if that is at all a concern. They've got all the paperwork.
I very much would like to look into this. Thanks for the information.
Of course. Though, that does little to help with our current situation.
So,
Speaking of current situations, it just started raining. So that means it could storm, and that means I could lose power at literally any time. If that happens, I'll be back as soon as I can, unless it gets too late, in which case we'll pick this up next week if you're watching the VOD, or the stream, or otherwise can hear my voice right now. Deepest apologies, but we'll keep going for as long as we can.
and then the last option. If I'm reading it right, I guess it would be. Sorry, out of character, I'm trying to think of a less surgical analogy.
It would be like... Well, you said... connection to Mother Bear. This would... put the... influence of Malar in a cage and keep it there, and give you a different wellspring to draw from. Sort of akin to the first option, but with emphasis laid on increasing, or at least retaining, some of your previous abilities. Rather like, if you've ever seen someone with a peg leg.
See, now that I'm more familiar with.
So, the first two options, if I'm understanding right, is hard cut my connection with Mother Bear.
Hard cut your connection with the influence of the Beast Lord.
Or remove his attempt and just hope it doesn't come back.
Attempt to remove.
Attempt to remove.
And hope that it doesn't come back. Yes, precisely.
What about this third one?
Remove it and replace it with something more stable but weaker.
Replace his hold.
Yes.
What would we?
Like a warlock pact?
What something would you replace it with?
That is a matter of discussion.
Frankly, that sounds like the most interesting option.
It would
So
be
far.
the biggest change, and you would not be as you are now. Again, mechanically, this would be like giving up your barbarian levels and taking a new class.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
It would be akin to what happened with me going Forge Cleric, right?
Basically.
I don't like any of these.
I mean, if you want to keep things the status quo, the second option would be the best. We would just need to keep an eye out for if you turn into a raging berserker again.
Yeah.
Like, Braid would be there to stab you, or I'd have to backhand you.
We would have to plan some contingencies just in case.
God.
I'm sure we can convince Percival to strap some bombs to you.
I don't want to lose my barb stuff, but that last one sounds like probably the most effective option.
No, the most effective option,
Would be
is
the first,
one.
but that's somehow also the worst deal.
From what I'm understanding, one would be you lose your totem stuff but keep Barbarian.
Correct.
2 is you keep all of it, but there's a chance Malor's going to be a bitch about it. And 3 is swap out Barbarian for a different class.
Correct. And it would be a weaker, like, you wouldn't have the same level.
Oh,
And
jeez.
also, that is, Delta's right, but that is providing all of the checks and saves go well.
Oh, jeez.
There's even more risk involved.
Yup.
Is it elevating in risk for like 1, 2, and 3?
The one with the
Or
least risk
is-
is 1.
Aye, least risk is 1, second most 2, third risk. The highest risk.
Probably
so-
highest risk is 2.
Okay.
Decisions, man.
And I guess the unspoken fourth option is you could just fucking turn into a werewolf again.
Right.
I mean, we dealt with it well the first time.
Yeah, but do you want to do that every 3 weeks? That severely limits your capabilities. Just saying.
Sounds awful. God. So my options are lose Bear Rage,
Yep.
risk it coming back later,
And risk, like
Life and limb.
statuses.
or end up as like some kind of level 1 cleric. Or...
I didn't say level 1.
You said weaker, and currently my barb is 3, so the options are 1 or 2.
But that's
And
not
I'm-
1. There is a big difference between 1 and 2, homie.
Yes, I'm speaking from the worst case on that scenario. You didn't specify, so my mind is jumping to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For a split second, I thought you meant all of your levels would bring you back to 1.
No.
No.
That being said, if you take the 1 option and you cut out the barbarian levels, or cut out the bear rages, I should say, if you want, you could take specialized training from there, and that would start you over. Like the other one is like giving you a push forward, but it's like kind of gimpy, if that makes sense.
Wait, what? No, that didn't.
Yeah, you lost me too.
3 would give you like abilities, mostly magical, as a wellspring to draw from. But if you wanted to, like, I think I'm gonna convert my barbarian training without the Malar influence to like being a fighter, like you could do that. Or to a rogue, for example. Like if you wanted to go like a more martial, then that would show like physical training during recovery, if that makes sense.
Or magical training if you want to spec into something else.
Man, this bites because I really do not know.
Well, what interests you more? Do you want to keep your barbarian levels, or would you like to switch to something else that would fit Sockham more?
Like, I'll be blunt. The 2 I'm juggling between is 2 and 3. Like, because 2 is nice, because I get to keep Bear Rage and stuff, but then we're risking a lot. If I take 3, I'm...
Please note that I have not said anything about College of Spirits.
Yeah, no, I'm keeping my Bard stuff, which I like.
Just keep that in mind.
That makes me very happy, because that I have a feat put into that class already. So
Yeah,
I'm glad-
like if I would have front loaded this if we were severing your connection to Valorholm.
Right.
So don't worry about that. Also, chat says, could you take a new barbarian archetype? Yes. You could even take a different totem.
Oh, okay.
We could
Also-
also make it a quest for you to go, like, to have a quest to go and, like, actually connect with Bear.
You found her once, now you gotta find her again.
Yeah, basically. I mean, hell, if paladins can do it, why can't barbarians?
Right. So, I could, if I took 3, I'm keeping my bard stuff, which is nice because my bard stuff is just beefy.
I apologize for the crinkle, but I might need to comment on what they're saying, and I'm just grabbing a little snack to have off to the side. Sorry. Go ahead.
Snack up.
Oh, there you go. If you went with option 1, it would be a case of, right, you've shook hands with Bear. Now it's a case of gaining our favour to get it back. Or am I wrong with that?
It could also be a case of you can still chat with Bear. She just doesn't, and she just kind of like makes a big muscly gesture, you know, like bodybuilder.
Right.
You wouldn't have the boons, I think.
3. So 3 has the most like versatility overall as an option, though. Which is what that's really what interests me here.
But which one is more Shockham?
It's just like 3 would be removing your barbarian levels entirely.
My trouble is, I ask Sockham and he says 3, and I take problem with that.
While he's deciding, do you want anything from the kitchen, Duvare?
Timing.
Kit has caught us with food in our mouths plenty of time. It's not very often we get to catch them.
I was about to say, put one on the counter, it's time for the fox.
Well, having a snacko. I'm still having a snacko. And Declan says, thank you. I've already had breakfast. Wanted to make sure I didn't catch you in the middle of said rush before the workers went off, but seems I miscalculated. But no, I'm quite fine, thank you. I'm here to work.
Right. Looks back at Sock.
Well, if 3 is the option, what's the class you would go with?
I don't know, you know?
Well,
Okay,
what's
what's
Sock
the class?
thinking?
I was gonna say, what would Sock go with?
Like, entering Sockham's headspace, he says 3. And then I ask him, okay, where do you want to go from there? And he just stays quiet.
3 would make you levels in a caster class, to be specific.
Oh boy, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if that's the case, you could go full bird.
Yeah, could. So the question there is, if I did that, would that just add a level to my bard?
The,
I mean,
the
levels you
answer
have to go
is we'd discuss it.
Okay. Oh boy.
Though, since you made the comparison of a warlock earlier, I'm just saying we do know a fiend.
Hmm?
Do know a
And
fiend.
Bright has some connections now, apparently.
If I went the right way about it, I could keep most of my physical compatibility too.
Mhm.
Because I'll be blunt, 3 was losing me for a second there because Sockham is very in the front doing damage. Like that is where he wants to be in a fight. But
I mean, if that's the case, you might be better.
Chat
going
has a
one
great
hit.
idea.
Go on.
Paladin.
Aye.
Word in
I
power.
forgot paladins. Technically, I'd cast a class. Fucking.
Paladin Sockum.
A paladin of bear. Why not?
I mean, he fancies himself a hero of Waterdeep. I think that checks out. Something, protect the people.
Mm-hmm.
I think Paladin might be the way to go there, yeah.
So you would be giving up all of your barbarian stuff, and you'd becoming Bard Paladin.
Man.
I'm just saying, sock him with a great axe using Divine Smite, and it's just like the wound looks like a bear slash.
Oh, he is never giving up Galestorm.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But like you swing the axe, right? And you hit, and your Divine Smite looks like they also got attacked by a bear.
Oh God, wait a minute.
I think we just convinced him.
Wait. So Divine Strike can smite. Wait.
Yes, Divine Strikes can smite. That is true. Yes, correct.
Divine Smite can crit.
Oh, aye.
If Galestorm hits a crit,
Yup.
that's just a tiny bomb going off.
Yeah, it is.
I think Gamzee found a shiny.
And looking back over like early stage Pally stuff, that's not too bad of a deal. Sure, I don't have rage anymore, but I'm sure I can find something eventually to substitute for those effects.
Do you need rage?
I like having the reduction.
Right.
I mean, it has saved his ass a good
Yes,
couple of
okay,
times.
valid. But the difference between a barbarian tank and a paladin tank is one of them shrugs off hits and the other one doesn't get hit, gestures at Lawrence.
Yeah, that's
Like,
Yeah.
Lawrence, what is your armor class currently?
We pulled it up. I think it's 34.
Yeah.
doesn't get hit. Doesn't sound like Sockum.
Yeah, 34. Blessing Forge, Soul of the Forge, plus the shield.
Plus the fucking adamantine enchanted armor.
Yeah.
And before anyone says, 34 is not balanced at all, you're right, but also don't worry, I have plans.
Yeah, which is why I went 34. Oh, wait, it's the fox.
Suspicious halfling noises.
Don't worry about it. Make a deck save. Oh.
Yeah, that's gonna be part of it.
I need it.
Suffice to say, I have already been planning around his 34 armor class. It's fine.
Much to the detriment of the rest of us.
It won't be a problem for the rest of you if he stays in the front like a good little tank. The problem is, Trescar's like, I'm gonna get out of there!
Because currently I'm dancing around Sockum like, haha, jab, jab.
Point being,
In case of doing that way.
Point being, like, Pally, you know, it's still a tank, it's just a different type of tank.
It is.
It's just not a face tank specifically.
I would argue paladins are face tankier than barbarians.
Unless I'm misunderstanding the purpose of face tank.
What face tank means is you're not dodging the attacks and the AoEs, you're just getting hit by them and staying on your feet.
My armor.
Paladins are better at that than barbarians are, arguably.
I've also got the tower shoot. I mean, Sockum has to wear armor.
See, I had understood it to be like soaking the damage instead of just not getting hit in the first place.
Well, that's exactly what it is. But that, like, armor class is not dodging, it's soaking the damage. Right? Like...
I mean, like, HP-wise.
It's the same thing in D&D. It just goes about it different ways. Like, and besides, the ultimate point is the undisputed best tank is a fucking druid anyway, so, like...
That's, yeah.
Either a druid or a monk, depending.
Druid. No. Druid. 100%.
That's
I can
also...
turn into a T-Rex twice, and then I have my own health and armor.
Moon Druid, maybe. Land Druid, considerably less so.
Yeah, well,
That-
you don't tank as a land druid.
You said druids, you didn't specify.
Any wonks.
Getting back on track.
Yes.
Druid is
What
all-
track? I didn't see a track.
Paladin is interesting.
So would it be Bardadin or Palabard?
Bardadin.
Bardadin is definitely a patron somewhere at the somewhere in the yawning portal.
Does that mean
How?
Bard would become my main class?
No.
Okay.
You're currently a barbarian. It would just be bard. It's just the way to portmanteau it.
I'm sorry, but a palabard sounds like a bird.
I mean, when you say it
Palabard
with
sounds
your
like a
accent, yeah.
Wait, a what?
A palabard.
Oh.
Now,
Now,
you also don't have to take a tank.
It's true.
That being said, if you don't take a tank, the Knightlights have one tank.
Yeah.
It is a good tank. Oh, sorry. See, I keep forgetting that Connie's a moon druid because she does all the healing. I apologize. You would still have two tanks. I'm a dingus. Ignore me.
I was about to say, is that with or without Trace being in the front like a good little tank?
I was gonna say, Connie's a pocket tank.
Druids are powerful. But yeah, like, you don't have to go tank, is my point.
Though on the topic, you could also go druid.
I could. Druid is a possibility.
Could also go monk.
God, this monk Sockham. Holy shit.
Jen in the background.
Would be interesting.
What's your biggest thing? By the way, Sock, what's your charisma?
My charisma is a 17.
If you can get that up one more point, you'd qualify for Suave Defense as a bonus feat.
Suave defense?
You add your charisma bonus to your armor class.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Rainier has it, most of the Harpers have it, Jarlaxle Banray had it.
So if I had an 18, I'd be able to...
You'd be able to get it.
I'd be able to get it, which allows me to add my charisma mod to my armor?
Correct. It's called
Oh,
Suave
wow.
Defense.
Mamma mia, mamma mia.
That's why Jarlaxle and Rainier are so hard to hit. I think Jarlaxle's AC was like 21.
Something like that.
Well, Jarlaxle was hard to hit.
I thought it was because they were former ballet students.
Yes, that's what Suave Defense is!
Literally performing on stage and being able to use those movements to be a doggy bastard.
Anyway,
It is flinning, but as a feat.
if you don't mind
Yes.
me saying so, I think the most Sockham option is 1, and then going on a quest to reconnect to Mother Bear.
I mean, we are
But what
heading
the-
that way eventually.
But what does Sockham say the most Sockham option is?
The most Gamzee option is 3, no doubt. Because if you dangle a shiny in front of Gamzee, Gamzee wants the shiny. Which is not criticism.
Yes, but that's true of the whole party.
We have come to a consensus.
Okay,
We being me and Sockham.
okay.
And Z, because he decided to butt himself into it.
Well, you see, the best thing that you should do is go back to Waterdeep and have a nice cup of tea.
We're already in Waterdeep, though.
He
And
popped
have
in.
yourself a nice cup of tea.
He popped in and said, "Well, you could always ask for time to think it over." And me and Sockham were like, "No, this is impulse boy hours."
I propose we take a bath.
But what does Scratch have to say about it?
Mostly, but you don't have to worry about that, Gamsey. I know exactly what Scratch had to say about it. Ah! It burns! Anyway,
Oh God, my boy.
It's like this. I have so missed this game.
Okay, so honestly, one.
Okay.
I'll miss Bear Rage, but
you can get it back.
yeah, I was gonna say there's nothing saying reconnecting with Bear can't get it back.
And for the record, this is not because I think Bear Rage is too powerful. This is just
This is story thematicism. This is an opportunity to hit a new beat.
correct.
All
The
three of
shit,
these.
the shit that I'm gonna be throwing at you to fuck Trace Scare is because I think Lawrence is too strong. This has nothing to do with it.
But hey, look on the bright side, guys. I'll be able to rage again without turning into a bear, so I can do it whenever I want.
Yeah, this would actually, again, as chat said, this will also open you up to different barbarian paths if you want to take a look. Though, that being said, like... And please don't take what I'm about to say as judgment, because I do not mean it as judgment. I'm not certain the power gamer in you would let you choose a path other than Bear Totem Barbarian, which, in your defense, the power gamer in me won't let me choose a path different than Bear Totem Barbarian. Like, it is wrong.
Frankly, I've had my eyes on Beast, Wild Magic.
Oh god, yeah, of course you would want Wild Magic Barbarian.
One of the options for Beast Origin is one of your parents is a lycanthrope.
Yeah.
You've inherited some of their curse.
You could totally take that. Well, actually you couldn't, because he's gonna rip that out. You could get bit by another lycanthrope, but then you'd be back in the same fucking situation that you're in now.
Yeah.
So, one, it carries the least risk. Was that the consensus?
Yeah.
So, getting back into the scene, Sockham's like looking over the papers, and everybody else is just like chatting while he decides. And then he like makes some kind of signal that he's decided, and everybody's like looking at him. Hello?
I'm sorry.
Gamsey went quiet.
Hi.
Hello?
Ramsey?
Oh, I can hear you.
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear
Yeah,
you.
we hear you.
We can hear you just fine.
Apparently, Gamsey's having trouble.
Yeah, he said, "I'm sorry," and then he poofed.
Where the fuck did everyone go?
Hi, we can hear you.
There's the music. Oh fuck! Hi, there you are.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Okay, I don't know what just happened.
I
Everybody kicked
don't
back
know
in?
either.
I think voice mod decided to butt its way into this, and just everything died for a second.
Okay.
Apologies.
So yeah,
So-
everybody is waiting for Sockham to make his decision.
We'll go with the first one. Holding the paper back out to dash in.
The practical option. Very well. I'll need some time to get some things together, but since we have a up-and-coming doctorate here amongst us anyway, find the Brotherhood of the Fountain of Life this evening. I'll see if I can arrange use of their surgery theater, and we'll go from there. Be prepared for a time of recovery.
I'm sorry, my headphones kind of came unplugged. What did he just say about the Brotherhood?
Go there this evening. He's going to use their surgery theater.
Gotcha.
Understood?
Well, while we've got time to kill till then, and they want to go track down a soul devourer.
A what?
I might have mentioned I had a chat with a vassal for the Raven Queen.
Yes, but you didn't say anything about a soul devour. I hope you don't mean me.
I honestly don't know at the moment. That's what we're trying to figure out.
Well,
Apparently, he
I
gets
assure you, all of the souls in my possession were given to me under strictest guidelines and consent.
Fair.
How does that work? Is someone gonna die and you're like, hey, with respect, can I make use of your soul when you're gone? Like, what? How does that?
Not quite. There are certain empowered beings that have entrusted their mortal remains to my care. I say several. Like 4.
Hold on, wait.
I don't
Nice.
have them on me, if that's what you're about to ask.
No, I don't understand any of this. Move on.
Well, when you expire, your self is interred in whatever afterlife you will. There are those who would prefer to extend their time here. Understand that what I just said to many people is considered blasphemy of the highest order. Some of these individuals have entrusted their vulnerable internal selves into my safekeeping.
So you're walking around with phylacteries?
I'm surprised you know that word. Yes. I'm not walking around with them. They're somewhere safe, and I don't intend to divulge more than that, but I'm not walking around with them. Most of them.
I'm confused as to the ethics regarding that portion of the situation.
It's
but
not illegal, if that's what you mean.
no, but you know, the things phylacteries create and whatnot.
Yes, and if they do a single thing that I don't like, I shatter it.
You know what?
That's fair.
That is entirely fair. Yeah. Okay. I
Connie,
take back my questioning.
this entire conversation, Connie's just been scribbling notes just because interesting conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Lawrence doing the same thing.
I'm pleased to inform you that no one who has entrusted their remains to my care has given me calls to darken our agreement.
Oh. Well, I suppose that's good. It's kind of cool though. You're like a Lich Slayer Supreme if you really have to be.
Not really. A child could slay a lich in much the manner of what I would be forced to do. If anything, I am a protector.
I still think it's cool.
Well, your waiter downstairs certainly didn't think so. Tell me the truth, was that rain or November?
Yeah.
Why isn't rain in it? Because he is hiding from the authorities. Never mind.
That, and he's
Well-
also helped us out a few times. It's more of a
Yeah, he's a good friend.
going on.
He's technically an unofficial.
We saved his ass, he saved our ass.
Mutually beneficial arrangement at this
On
point.
that topic, I don't want to judge. I just want to make certain that we're all on the same page. You're not the only lycanthrope in this building. You're aware of this?
Yes, my brother is very much in the same vein.
I was referring to the 6 halflings in the kitchen.
Ah, yes. They're fine. They're cool. We have an understanding.
Far be it from me to question someone's understanding. I simply wanted to make certain.
Listen, they bit my brother. He, like, gestures to Lawrence.
Lawrence is subconsciously rubbing where they bit him.
And, you know, we found out they felt bad and they were doing it because the lady was really, really just awful. Absolutely terrible person in charge of them. So, you know, we offered them a job and they've been an absolute wonder since.
Very well. I, again, simply...
Plus, have you tried their cooking?
Yes. Indirectly. At any rate, I should make my way to the Brotherhood and make certain I can have all the supplies that I require.
Mm-hmm.
You are not to eat anything for the remainder of today.
Sounds good.
And looks at Connie. Make certain he's empty before he arrives.
Understood.
Dashin, like, gets up, clips the stuff back onto his belt, makes sure there's no marks on the table, nods.
Is there
I was
is there
about
anything-
to make you the same offer.
is there anything I could do to assist? I feel pretty responsible for all this.
Yes, actually. Have you ever... Are you familiar with the seeds of a plant commonly referred to as a poppy? And what it can do in extreme quantities?
Out of character, I know what he's talking about. Do you want me to roll to see if she does in character?
Make a medicine check with disadvantage. He's purposely not saying the word, but I don't think Connie would know it anyway. There's no reason to.
I was about to say the word and then I realised we're on stream. I don't know if I can.
What, anesthesia?
No, that's not the one I was thinking of, but fair enough.
Yeah.
The other one from comics.
You're thinking of narcotics.
Yeah.
That's exactly where my brain went.
No, it's a medicinal term. But early anesthesia was from curare, I think, which came from, I think, Nightshade. I could be wrong about that. I believe we have had liquid anesthesia longer than we've had gas anesthesia.
Yes, it's called alcohol.
Yes, actually, that's part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Connie. So yes, like, you know that. I mean, poison. He's describing poison. Like, your body goes into, like, a comatose state in situations where you
Right.
ingest these types of plants in these quantities. Yes. Why he's bringing it up, you might not know.
She gives a visibly confused expression, but she's nodding along like, okay.
Well, you don't cut someone open and go rooting around inside them when they're awake.
And I think that's what jogs her memory of, oh, I see what he's saying.
I have a kudu! Hello, Hakudu! You are
Kudu
very
Kitter!
large. You are very large and big and large and big. Oh my goodness.
Kudu did the same thing Colton did to me. Got it.
That sounds like a Kudu Kidder sneak attack.
It's not a sneak attack. He's been here licking my arm for the past, like, hour, but he decided to climb up onto my lap. All 40 pounds of him.
Hello, Kudu the Kodo Kidder.
You are a
Kudu
large
the
cat.
dog-
Hello. Hello. Hello, chunky boy. Hello. Hello. Scritchy is for Kudu. Scritchy is for Kudu.
The people in chat say hello to the chat chunker.
And we lost Gamzee.
Meanwhile, Big Kitter, yes. Which is good because Gamzee just disconnected. So, this is a great time to talk about Kudu. That's also not a bad word in any way, Delta.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Hi. Hello.
He's not
Sorry.
actually 40 pounds. Before anybody is like, "Oh my god, that's a massive cat." Like, no, he's not actually 40 pounds. He's like 18. But he's your big boy.
Yeah, Colton's the same way.
Yeah, Gracie, your brain went to that, and that's the same thing.
Yeah, I realized that after the fact.
Yeah, for those of you who are wondering, they're discussing backstage if we could talk about some of these substances. And as long as we're not glorifying their use, it's fine. We're talking about them in a medical capacity, in a historical capacity, it's completely fine. And also the stream is marked mature anyway.
Pseudo-historical capacity.
Fair.
Well, yes,
Fun.
but yeah, laudanum is what they were talking about, which is just opium and alcohol mixed together in equal portions, which...
Oh,
sheesh.
okay.
Fun
I
fact.
actually didn't know that's what that was.
Fun fact.
I mean, in some blends, it was opium, alcohol, and cocaine. So, you know.
That might be what I was familiar with.
According to a article posted on the National Library of Medicine's website, there is believed that poppy was listed on a Sumerian clay tablet listing some of the first medical prescriptions in 21 BC, 2100.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I mean, it's been used to relieve pain and send people into a stupor since apparently Byzantine times. So
I mean, I would have thought probably even before then. It's just that's when it was recorded.
probably because I mean,
It's considered to be the world's oldest recorded list of medical prescriptions.
yeah.
And
So okay, so I was wrong about curare. My bad, chat. But like, also the point is, yeah, like he's talking about early anesthesia.
Right.
Let's get back on track.
How long have people known about opium poppy's effects that someone decided to put it in their mouth?
So anyway,
Yeah.
frankly, a rock.
And
is
the
just as
annoying
good as
part
a-
is Poppy Bagel.
yeah. Oh, by the way, Foxy PSA: poppy seed bagels can give a false positive in a random drug screening. So
Oh no. Okay.
Can attest. Had that happen. That was an awkward
don't
conversation.
take my word for it. The MythBusters tested it, and they called around to a whole bunch of freaking drug test companies and the FDA, and there was like one person in like 20 phone calls that even acknowledged them. And this was before they tested it, and then they tested it, and it was like false positive. I was like, well, shit. Apparently, poppy seed cake is worse than poppy seed bagels for the false positive thing, but definitely Foxy PSA. Anyway,
Hey, be careful.
so yeah, Dashing is talking about early anesthesia.
And I'm assuming you want me to procure some of this.
Oh no, I can procure it. What I need you to do is keep an eye on your brother's condition, as no one is better than someone intimately familiar with them. Forgive my wording. In terms of showing when something is going wrong, because he's not going to have an EKG, right? Like,
Right.
I would very much like you there and monitoring your brother's condition during the procedure.
So, how long do you think I've got till you'll be ready to do this?
I haven't the faintest idea. You could be up and around the next morning if you're particularly stalwart, or you could never come around to your full form of strength.
I'm sorry. I mean, how long until you are ready to proceed with the procedure?
As I said, go to the Brotherhood of the Fountain of Life this evening. It's sunset. So, 6 bells, give or take?
Right. I'm gonna go visit Rochelle for a little bit, and if anyone needs me after that, I'll be up here.
Be careful if you go over there, you might be tempted into a snack.
I won't eat anything, I promise.
Or drink anything more than clear water. Rainwater if you can get it.
We've got a couple barrels worth outside. But no, I'll be good, I promise.
Very well. I'll go and begin setting everything up. If you do want to prepare specific reagents, Doctor. He grins at you. Well, something to calm and eventually rouse would be advisable, as well as, if you can get it, something to restart the heart, just in case.
I'll see what I can find.
Yeah, Dashin gets up, nods, turns to the door, starts to leave. He can find his own way out if you guys want to stay up here and decompress.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was heavy.
Okay.
He left the
So-
3 proposals, by the way.
So, I'm gonna go talk to Rashal. I'll see you guys later.
Do you want company or should we stick around here?
I'd honestly rather you guys stay here. I don't entirely trust Rainier at the till.
I mean, fair.
Hey,
You
so
open
long as it's
you
not
open the door to the hallway, Salcom, and there's a crash from downstairs.
Example number 1.
Lawrence.
Running down those stairs.
So you run down the stairs, Connie, and you see Isvile standing over broken glasses and various liquids and an upturned round tray. And she's got some, older gentleman. He's not, a dock worker, but he's also not a noble. He's got some older gentleman, pinned with his hips against the table. He's upright, and she's got him by the front of his shirt, and her other hand is drawn back to punch him in the face.
If you assault the customer, bad.
So she doesn't say anything, but Rainier goes, "Actually, you should let her have this."
What happened?
Yeah, I was about to say, if she's punching someone, it's probably deserved.
Who's getting punched? Come down the stairs.
And Lawrence just leaning around the corner. It's oh, sorry how long that would take.
Yeah, and the guy is watching his Vile, and he stammers something she's just the help or whatever, and his Vile just clocks him. He goes, he falls back against the table, his dining party's, food gets all over him, and his Vile is just she's red out to her ears.
Did he say she's just the help?
Yeah.
You can give him another one if you like.
I would rather you show him the door, boss.
Lawrence was already stepping up.
I'll take care of it. I'm headed out anyway.
I'll get a
Come on.
broom.
The customer's always right. Out the door.
Right, Brendan, I'll make sure this is alright.
Yeah, she's fine. A little shaken up. I think you take her aside, Brayden, and she says the one time I don't have a knife on me.
I mean, as much as I would like you to, I think probably stabbing the customers isn't a good idea.
I'm aware.
Broken noses are fine, but stab wounds not so much.
So Salcom, you just throw the guy out with a "don't come back," and then anybody who wants to do a scene can.
Lawrence is just.
I think
grabbed the broom.
before we scene transition, Azrila gives a very quiet "Sorry about the drinks."
Nothing that can't be replaced. Unlike you.
Aww.
So yeah, who wants to scene? I mean, we know you're going to Rashal, but if anybody wants to do anything first, speak up, because that was just a Salcom scene.
Not a scene, but Connie's checking to see if she has the stuff he mentioned specifically.
Roll the D100 and call high or low.
Roll high.
Okay. No.
then it is time to badger Fala.
You want to head over to Fala's. Okay. We'll do Rishal and then we'll do Fala. Sound good? Okay. So, Sog, let me get you some slightly better music here, friend. Here you go. You make your way down the street. Many people give you a shout of, mostly "Hey Sockham." A couple of people say "Rockham."
Giving everyone a quick wave as I go by.
Yeah, totally. You have not seen Trollskull Alley this lively in a long time, but as Embrick and Avi predicted, that is exactly what happened. Like, there's a bunch of people coming and going. You make your way to Rashal's shop, and he has a line, but it's nothing like the last time you were here. There's only like 3 or 4 people, so you could easily get into the shop. No problem at all. He's working by himself, and he's just like, being Rashal, doing a hum.
Mm-hmm.
You come in, and he smiles over, like beams over at you. He says, Master Solcombe, I was hoping that one of our order would come by at some point today. I must thank you for the clever business acumen that you represented, and I'm certain I speak for all of the shopkeepers of the alley when I say you have done good work these past few days. Are you here to peruse, or new business, old business, perhaps?
I do have some business, yes.
Certainly. If I have it in my collection, I will certainly get it for you, and if not, I will pen it immediately.
Actually, this is about the project I had discussed with you.
Forgive me, Master Solcombe, you've proposed a great many things to me. If you are speaking of the, help somebody else with their order really quick. He says, if you're speaking of the magical accoutrement that you have requested, it is still in development. Unfortunately, the shop has had a great deal of my attention recently, and I am yet recovering from, shall we say, less than responsible few days in which I was desperate to aid your predicament.
I understand. In that case, I do actually have other business to
Certainly.
go over. I'm wondering if you have any books or the like on, animism and Goliath history at large.
I have a few, but we've already discussed such works. Is there a problem with the copy that I loaned you?
No, I'm just looking for more information. Historical sites, people of significant interest currently abound within the world.
Problem, Master Solcombe, is that the many historical accounts of Goliath culture are oral traditions. There are very few among them who would put pen to paper, most notably in Clan Tars, which, as I believe, is unrelated to yourself, or an outsider who is, of course, not privy to the deeper aspects of the culture. I have a few, mostly the tales of the greater heroes, Golden Dawn of the River Running, which I've loaned you a copy of. We have Soul of the Mountains, though I understand that one's more obscure. There is, of course, Ironclad and the Red Tide, and... Wait. You are Clan Grow. I remember hearing that name. but I can't recall where. I don't know who the patron of Clan Groll is. If you do, it would narrow the search down considerably.
Eric the Younger, or Eric the
Proud.
fuck, what was the other? Proud.
Yeah, same guy. Nods. He says, "Ah, yes, that is a name that I know. It is what is it?" And he's like goes over to not his stacks, but like his book of inventory, and he's like paging through. He's like, Eric. Here, yes. First Steps in a New Land: The Account of Eric the Proud. It's a direct source, it seems. Well, not direct. It's from Clan Tars again, but as I understand it, it is an account containing Eric's words. I'm afraid I don't have a copy at the moment, but I can procure one.
I'd appreciate that, actually.
It'll take a few days.
No trouble at all. I'll need something to read over during the recovery process.
A recovery process, Master Tolkien?
We've got a cure.
Curative for your, shall we say, lupine condition.
Yes.
Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. I apologize again that my own research was unable to find such a thing. It's an involved process, then.
A bit, yes. A man named Dashian.
Archmage Devare, as we spoke of him briefly
Yes.
before.
He is. Well, the plan is I'm supposed to go to the. What was it? The house, the Brotherhood of the Fountain of Life?
The mundane healers.
Yes.
So it is a treatment, a surgery.
I suppose. Not particularly sure what a surgery is, but yes.
It is when someone skilled in blade work, in the sense of your sister, as opposed to Master Koi, will peel back the flesh and mend the wound.
Oh, more of that mundane healing they were talking about earlier.
Precisely so.
So that's what. Okay. I was just told there'd be a bit of a recovery process. Do you know what poppy seeds are for? They were talking about that, and it really lost me.
That depends on their quantity. In small amounts, it can alleviate one's burdens and allow for relaxation. In higher quantities, it can dull pain, and in higher still quantities, it can dull everything.
Interesting. Do you need anything while I'm here, Rashal?
Old Rashal can keep his own shelves, shop, what have you, under good repair. Though, if you are offering, I would not mind. Well, no, it can wait, Master Solcombe. It is of little import.
I have all day, and all I plan to do after I head back is mostly pray to Mother Bear.
Well, in truth, I have done a great deal of business in the last couple of days, and there's more material wealth in this building that I am rather comfortable with, especially given the recent. I understand that you have spoken for them, but finding the Black Viper in my room was a fright that I cannot easily escape. At any rate, a great deal more wealth here than I'm comfortable with. I should like to take it somewhere safe, specifically my guild hall, and have the security of my guild keeping my resources secure. But I am loath to repeat the use of the spells that I abused while under the thrall of Galore, and so having not only someone famous, but a hero of Waterdeep to walk with me whilst carrying such wealth would be... it is a trivial matter, Master Stockholm. Think nothing more of it.
I'd be happy to go.
Would I impose further, I should like to offer the same courtesy to my sister.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No.
Cliff?
Sorry.
No worries.
That's perfectly fine.
Wonderful. I can take a break for lunch if you're willing to leave immediately.
I'm sorry?
I can take a break. I can close up shop for lunch if you're willing to leave immediately.
If you're so inclined, I don't mind.
Wonderful. Would you mind to turn the sign on the door, and I shall go and peruse the collection.
Right. Step over, flip the sign.
Rochelle slips upstairs. So you have a minute in the vacant bookworm's treasure if there is anything you want to do.
I honestly think he's like, while he's waiting for Rochelle, he might
Mhm.
take a seat and do a little bit of what he mentioned he was already planning to. You know what I'm saying? Grab the little bear totem off his belt.
Yeah. Do you want to do anything with that?
It's mostly him sitting there, like making prayer to Bear, because he doesn't feel good about this, but this is his best option, you know. Because he understands it won't cut his connection to Valorhome. Pretty much, very little can do that as far as he's aware. But this is effectively going to cut his connection to Mother Bear in cutting Malar's grip.
Right. Do you want to use your like College of Spirits ability here?
Huh?
Do you want to use your College of Spirits ability here? You can summon spirits, like...
Oh yeah. Probably, because it'd probably be better to just, like, straight up, you know?
So, well, you can't summon Bear. Bear is kind of like the Raven Queen in that way.
Bear is a formless deific figure among the animistic.
I wouldn't say formless, but a bit beyond your pay grade. However, you could, for example, summon Snorri.
I think that's a good option.
Now, Snorri is... So, I have some notes here. Snorri is like a higher spirit.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you can't, like, normally summon him in battle, right?
Right.
So, I'm gonna use the rules for... I don't remember if it's Divine Intervention or Divine Contact. I don't remember which one does it. But I'm gonna use the rules for that. So, roll a d100. We'll start there. I have a target number in mind. Never mind. Okay. And then you can expend one of your... You have to expend a Bardic Inspiration to summon a spirit? Is that right?
Yeah, that's how I access my table.
Yeah. So if you want to do that and, like, use that to contact Snorri, you can. For those of you who can't see the chat log, Salcom rolled a 98 on that check.
Wow.
Nicely done.
There goes all your luck for the next, 20 rolls.
I mean, to be
Probably.
fair, he's summoning a minor deity in the Bookworm's Treasure, so. So yeah, what does that look like?
It's. I like the thought. It's like Sockham partially unwraps the wrappings around the arm that has his name on it,
Okay.
holding the totem, doing a small little mumble to it in giant. The name lights up a little bit, and the classic little like wisp comes off of the totem, makes its form. Excuse me.
Braden, don't. I was moving the chat log for the stream.
You said that just as a sorry.
Dang. No worries. It's still there. It's just, yeah, the capture's a little cut off, but we're getting a new overlay soon for SSD, so it's fine, guys. Anyway.
Right.
But yeah, Gabsy, if you use the macro that you use, it cuts off the roll.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, so if you would just put that in manually, chat could have seen it.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, no worries. Anyway.
But,
Actually, it's moved down a bit. I'll fix this later. The overlay is also not entirely correct, but I'll fix it. Anyway. So yeah, so you start fiddling with it, and you touch the totem, you whisper a little prayer, you feel yourself like expend some of your magical ability, right?
mhm.
And then there's not an immediate outward thing, but you hear like a thump against like the bookshelf at your right hand, because you're sitting in a chair in like between three bookshelves, right?
Right.
You hear a thump on the other side of the bookshelf, and then a very quiet like, "Oh shit, hello?
Hello?
Sockham?"
Get up.
Yeah, like Snorri like comes around the bookshelf, stepping very carefully and looking confused. He looks like I almost said one of the ghosts from A Christmas Carol, but they're solid. He looks like a white blue like what someone thinks of when you say a ghost, right? But it's Snorri Thunderbelly. It's he's got the
Wait.
big bear cloak on, and yeah,
Like
what?
a way of the blue phantom, and
Yes, actually, yes. His voice is a little bit like echoey as well. He's got some reverb in it. It's like, oh, what happened? What did you do? Did you do something?
I guess so. I guess prayer is a little more powerful than I thought. It's like as he's like wrapping his arm back up.
I don't get prayed to very often, so I couldn't. Where are we?
It's a place called the Bookworm's Treasure. It's a library of sorts.
Where are we?
Waterdeep, material plane, big city, south of the far north.
It's hot.
Yeah,
Like annoyingly hot.
yeah. Sorry,
Are we fighting something?
not right now. I was mostly praying for my own edification. I didn't really know you'd arrive.
I didn't really have a choice. Oh, chat has a really good example. Like a hologram in Star Wars. Yes!
Yeah.
I was thinking spirits from the anime Mulan.
They were in color, though.
Were they?
No, I'm pretty sure they were blue.
Were they?
Yeah, they
Okay,
were.
then
Yeah.
I'm just a dingus. Okay, yeah.
So,
What
Right.
did you need?
well, that's a way to put it. You're connected to Mother Bear more than anyone, so I suppose you would be the best person. I'm in a situation where I'm going to be rather reluctantly cutting my connection to Mother Bear for a time.
What?
And-
Why?
Well, an Archmage has said that that's the best way to more or less permanently cut off Malar's grip on me.
I thought you handled that.
There's no guarantee he won't return. He gave me a
Yeah?
couple. He gave
Locusts
me.
come out every summer. What's your point?
The point is, Snorri, I'm not as strong as you are. I have this belt, it makes me mighty, but once something takes my body, I'm never strong enough.
That's why you have us.
That's actually why I'm kind of glad you're here. I'm going through with this, but I don't want to lose my connection forever. I want to make a journey somewhere. To reconnect with Mother Bear, I want to make it mean something more than it did last time. More than just bumbling luck led me into Valorhome and I want to find
alright, I could help you, but it's not gonna be easy. I'm not even
Nothing-
sure where Waterdeep is. It didn't exist in
Nothing.
my day.
nothing fun is ever easy. I bet you Rashal probably has a map or something, right?
Not immediately visible, but yeah, he's got one.
Actually, do I have one?
You might.
Surprised if you didn't have some
I think you
atlases
have a map of
somewhere.
Waterdeep, not a map of, like, the Sword Coast.
Right. I think like quick little shout upstairs. Rashal, do you ever have a map of the Sword Coast down here somewhere?
Cursed, I lost count. A map. There's an atlas. The back of the shop, Master Sorghum. Fourth row, from the corner by the stairs.
Thank you. Walk over to grab that.
Make an investigation check.
Oh boy.
Who was that?
That's Rashal the page turner. He owns the shop.
You can't find it.
Ah, man. Man. I was gonna give you an idea of where we are, but I can't find the book.
Well, let's see. What's always there? Do you know where the spine of the world is?
Spine of the world. No, I don't think I do.
What about the Star Meadow Hills?
Never heard of that.
The Sea of Moving Ice?
Can't say I have. I just today learned that my markings can be read.
The Reghead Glacier?
That I've heard of, but I don't know where it is.
The Icewind Dale?
Heard of it, don't know where it is.
Do you know where it gets cold?
North.
Good. Go north until it gets cold. You want to find the Delzoin.
The Delzoin.
Yeah. Don't tell me you've never heard of the Delzoin.
Don't think I have.
Raven, guide me. Alright,
Anything?
just go to the site where Jara felt. You wouldn't know where the river is.
There's a book that might say it. There's a book about Jara and the Golden River.
Ask. You said this guy's a nerd, right?
Wow.
It's probably a compliment.
Bit of a mean way of putting it, but yes.
Ask him where the capital of the Delzoin is.
All right.
And from there, you want to keep going to the north till you find a big mountain range. You don't want to go over that because on the other side is dragons and elves. From the big mountain range, well, you're in our territory. Find the nearest clan and ask them about Clan Ver. Clan Ver, I mean, we all wonder, and he says it like, of course we do, you know this, you're Goliath, but Clan Ver has a homestead of sorts, a sanctuary. It's called, well, Bear's Heart. Go there. If Clan Ver is there, great. Find the Primarch. If anybody is going to connect you back with us, it'll be him. Don't ask me his name, it's been 1,000 years.
I didn't plan to.
I was Clan Ver, by the way. Am Clan Ver? Am Clan Ver.
Just because you move on doesn't mean you leave your clan.
Right. I'd give you directions. The problem is,
I don't have
my
a map.
directions start with, you know, the river.
I'm sure I can get my hands on the book if you wanna try.
Capital of the Delzoin. Go up where it's cold. Find kin.
Find kin. Find Clan Ver and find Bear's Heart.
Oh, that reminds me. You're basically an outsider. I don't mean any offense, I'm like, you're doing great work. We all love you up here, but you're not, you know, clan.
Not really.
Stay away from Clan Valdak,
Why's that?
because you're an outsider.
Okay.
I think it's Valdak? Is it? Hang on. I want to make sure I'm telling you the right name. Let me double check my notes and make sure that I am giving you the right information, because I don't want to fuck this up. Yeah, Clan Valdak. I was right.
Oh no.
It's not like they're bad or anything, it's just they're... What I'm about to tell you is a secret, but you're kin, so I'm not really... We all know it, but outsiders don't know it, right?
Mhm.
Clan Valdak are historians, or scholars. Not the talky ones like Clan Grawl, but the... Well, and like gestures around. Like this place, the nerds.
Right.
They're also the assassins.
Oh,
We're assassins. Now that's a mental image.
I was very interested. Now I understand why you say don't talk to them.
Yeah, you go up there and you're just like, I want to learn more about Goliath culture. And they'll be like, what clan are you with? And you're going to be like, Clan Grawl, I'm going to be the next Primarch. You're not going to wake up.
I wouldn't go that far. I'd be like, I want to restore my clan's honor.
You're still not going to wake up. They're followers of Owl.
Yeah, that's fair. Disappointing, but fair.
Also, I don't know anything about current events. So, bear with me. Bear with me. We're getting a lot of more people up here.
Oh no.
I think Sockham's been very relaxed, happy with the situation, and that kind of gets him standing up straight. Like, how many? Like, are we talking a lot? Are we talking like a party a lot? Or are we talking like a procession a lot?
So my sense of time is kind of skewed, so bear with me. Valorholm, different time, afterlife, lasts a long time. You get it. I don't really know when you are, right? And something that happens quickly to me might be weeks, months, years. I don't know. The point is,
if it helps, we just passed the spring equinox a little while ago.
It doesn't unless you can put a number on that. Anyway, and also, you won't say a number that means anything to me.
Right. Thousands of years, different. Yeah.
Yeah. So, let me put it this way. We're getting a lot of people in. It got to the point where Eric just straight up asked, like, are we having a civil war?
Oh, God.
We're not having a civil war. But something's going down. Or went down. Or... The point is, be careful.
Whatever's happening...
For the record, that information might be completely outdated.
God, you're right.
But just like, if you're going up there, where my information comes from, like, be careful. Actually, wait, there is something else about that. Do you know a dragon?
I know one, yes.
Cool. You might want to fact check something.
Okay.
So those... How do I put this? Those lizards that walk like people and claim to be dragons when they're clearly not?
Dragonborn. Yes. Rashal is one.
Oh. Right. So he's a dire kobold that's a nerd. Great. Anyway. Wow. Apparently...
Shots fired.
At some point, either in your present or in your past, apparently, at some point, there were dire kobolds. Big brother to those things. And they're bad news. They are bad. Responsible for current deaths or past deaths, I'm not sure. They're up there. They're bad. Be careful.
So there were dire kobolds, and now they're back.
No.
And they're causing problems.
I only know of one instance of dire kobolds. But I don't know if that's your now, or if that's your 50 years ago.
So... Right. So you want me to you're saying I should probably fact check that. I will. Anything else?
Yeah, tell him I said he's a nerd.
Snorri's not exactly a quiet person, right?
Yeah, but Rochelle hasn't reacted.
Fair. I'm sure he'll take it as a compliment from a legend such as yourself.
He, holds a finger up to speak, he stops. So you got my legend in all of this crap.
Lifts his copy of the book.
You have a copy of Snorri's legend? You have a copy of Jara's legend?
I got a copy of both.
Oh,
I've been carrying Snorri's with me.
So you hold it up, and Snorri, leans over and looks at it. I'm going to assume that's my legend. Whatever writing system that is, I can't read it.
It's called common.
Of course it is. I am a 1,000-year-old ghost. Speaking of, I'm due back, actually.
Language drift.
Well, thank you, Snorri.
Yeah. That's weird. Mist just started to roll in. I think I'm leaving. Yup, there goes my vision. Call me if you need me. It just fades out of sight.
I like Snorri.
Awesome.
Astonishes me every single time how helpful that is.
You hear footsteps on the stairs, and Rashal comes down holding a metal box with a padlock on it, with a like metal dragon like decal on the top, like a little statuette.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, it's big enough that he has to carry it in two hands. It's about the size and shape of like a fishing tackle box, and it rattles with every step that he takes.
You want help carrying that, Rashal?
No, quite all right, Master. You're not standing where I left you, Master Solcombe. Something happened.
He like clips the totem back onto his belt.
Mm-hmm.
I made a prayer and something responded. I had a brief conversation.
Divine intervention in my shop. Do you mind if I note that down, Master Solcombe?
Feel free. You
Like,
may also
sets the box on the counter, like pulls out a book and starts writing in it.
you may also want to note that Snorri called you a nerd.
Scrape. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Who called me a what?
Snorri Thunderbelly.
Snorri Thunderbelly, the Goliath legendary hero, Master Solcombe,
Yes.
called me a nerd.
I could only assume he meant it in the best way, considering
Scribble, 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 scribble.
Considering Clan Voldak being, well, the very same type of nerd.
Voldak, that's not a name that I know. Suppose you'll have to teach me a few things, Master Solcombe. But at any rate, next time you see good Master Thunderbelly, do give him a message for me. A nerd I might be, but it was more than adequate for his mother.
Yeah, no.
Wow.
I knew it was gonna be funny, but I didn't expect it to go that way.
A couple questions for you on the trip.
Sorry?
I also have a couple questions for you along the trip. He asked me to fact check a couple of things.
Certainly, Master Solcombe. Did you find the atlas, by the way?
I couldn't know. But
Finishes
I
writing in the book, closes it up, goes over to like the spot, looks at it, runs his finger over it. It seems to be missing. Did I sell my master copy atlas, or is it? No, it's on loan to Castle Waterdeep. That's right. I should make another copy of that soon. Thank you for the reminder, Master Solcombe. For now, he goes over and he picks up the box again. Like, onward.
Right.
Anyway, so you open the door and he follows you, and he adopts that like, this big scary man is with me posture, like,
Right.
as you like head up.
Exactly.
Yeah, he heads up the street with you. And he says, "Your questions, Master Solcombe."
Right. Do you know what a dire kobold is? Apparently, you, Dragonborn, are considered to some from very long ago to be dire kobolds.
I take more grievance with that than being called a nerd, frankly, Master Solcombe.
I didn't much like it either, but
We are descendants of true dragons. It is in our blood, and visible in every aspect of our being. Kobolds are to Dragonborn what goblins are to Goliaths.
so what would a step above you be?
I would imagine a true dragon. Perhaps, if you really wish to split the grain, so to speak, perhaps a wyvern would be between. But I don't think so, as wyverns are more akin to, well, crocodiles and lizards than sapient creatures like dragon and dragonkin.
He was saying something similar to you, but more, was causing trouble in the north. Though his time frame is a little bit skewed, you understand how, well, the afterlife could do that to one.
No, I don't understand it, Master Sorghum, but I can follow your meaning to the best of my ability. To your question, I've never heard of such a creature. And my studies are extensive. Master Sorghum, is probably something ancient, lost time.
He said they began receiving a lot more people up there than usual very quickly. And apparently some of them were talking about creatures such as I have just described.
Probably some ancient enemy of the Goliaths that no longer exists, Master Sorghum.
Perhaps, but it just doesn't line up with the recent arrival. Regardless,
I have never heard of such a creature, and I am something of a authority on draconic history.
I understand. I suppose I can...
If I find something, I will certainly tell you.
I would appreciate it. And, another one. Do you know what the capital of the Delzoan is? He's got it, like, written on it on the palm of his hand.
Yeah, he, like, blinks at you a few times as you're walking up the street. He says, the Delzoans, they are a dwarven kingdom. A powerful dwarven kingdom. They've built the Vault of Dragons. You saw the great Mithril doors. Those are Delzoan architecture. The enchanted anvil that you gifted to the Steamless Steel, also Delzoan construction.
I see.
The capital of the Delzoan, I believe, is currently in dwarven hands. Yes, it was the domain of a red dragon for centuries. It was affected by the spell plague, and then I believe the drow took the lower levels for some time, but in living memory, one Bruno Battlehammer took armies from the various dwarf holds and reclaimed the ancient land and rules as Thane, if that is a word that you're familiar with. Gauntlgrim, it is called.
I'm secure. It comes at something of a, well, significant cost to me. I was looking for a way to work around it, to regain what I'll be losing without immediate risk. And I was told I need to go find the capital of the Delzoan and keep going north until I reach a mountain range.
Does the mountain range have a name?
Probably, he didn't say.
Yes, he did.
Oh, did he?
Yep.
Oh, was it the star medal?
That was one of the names that he said.
I don't remember the other one. Shoot.
Anybody want to help him out, class?
I have it, I think.
Go ahead.
The Spine of the World.
Yes.
I think he mentioned the spine of the world. Thank you, guys.
Rashal, like, visibly flinches. Like, oh, that's quite a journey, Master Sorghum. That'll take you north of Gauntlgrim, north of Neverwinter, north of the Icewind Dale, in fact.
He mentioned that. Icewind Dale, the Sea of Moving Ice.
Rashal's nodding along.
The Star Metal Mountains.
We're a bit further south than the others, but yes.
I'm supposed to go to the spine of the world and find Clan Vare.
Clan Vare. I'm afraid, Master Rockham, when it comes to Goliath clans, I only know a few. Clan Tars, who I regularly do business with. Clan Groll, because of your esteemed self. And Clan Roche, which I understand is the home clan, if you forgive my turn of phrase, of Jara Golden Dawn, of whom I sell a good few copies of her tale.
Yes. Clan Vare is Snorri's clan. They're like me, sort of. They follow Bear. They're one of the few that has a I think it's a semi-permanent homestead called Bear's Heart.
Bear's Heart. I've never heard of such a place, Master Rockham. It is very unlikely that any of my atlases would have such a place within it. But Gauntlegrim I can help you with, and Summit Hills, Icewind Dale, Spine of the World. I can show you all of those when the time comes, but Bear's Heart is an unknown to me.
It's probably something protected from outsiders due to the speciality of heritage it carries. But, thank you. I would appreciate it if you'd help me, so to say, plot a course.
That is a considerable journey, Master Rockham. Considerable. Understand that many individuals will make the journey to Neverwinter for a month-long vacation to, how do I say, substantiate the cost and time investment of travel. And that is, well, this trip to my sister's restaurant compared to your destination.
I'd do anything to stay connected to Mother Bear and my family.
I do not. Why do you not see Clan Groll, then?
Because Groll is storytellers. Groll, well, Clan Vare are the ones, to my understanding, most closely connected to Mother Bear. Of course, I'll find my way to Clan Groll eventually, but
I have no doubt, Master Rockham, that wherever you desire to find yourself, you will find yourself there before your steps are halted. But, nevertheless, I must warn you of the risks involved.
I understand, and I appreciate your concern. I do.
And about this point, you guys arrive. You've gone to the council ward. You guys arrive at a bustling, restaurant. I don't want to say diner or coffee shop, because this is like a full-on white tablecloth sit-down restaurant. It's a bit past noon at this point, and it is packed with nobles. And to be clear, when I say white tablecloth sit-down restaurant, I'm talking about imagine you're watching a movie set in the 1940s.
Mm-hmm.
And they dine at a restaurant connected to a hotel called the Grand. Whatever the fuck that conjures into your mind, that's basically what this restaurant is.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Yeah. Rashal does not go in the front door. He just calmly walks around the building and goes up an alleyway.
I mean, Sock's just gonna keep following him until we reach a door.
Yeah. You reach a door, and Rashal tries it. Locked from the outside, no doubt. And then he knocks in a very specific way, and a minute later, I almost said this young guy with mousy brown hair and a big nose, clearly human, and Chef White's open the door. And then I just realized that was Linguini. My bad.
I was about to say, like, here we go. Here comes a Ratatouille reference.
Yeah, basically like the Waterdavian version of Linguini opens the door. He looks, he's sweaty, he looks tired, and you look past him, and there's like 20 people in Chef's White in a big industrial kitchen. The smell is incredible.
Ever since we arrived, I've been waiting for someone to tell me anyone can cook.
How did you know the name of Caprizi's second cookbook?
Nice.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he like opens the door and he sees Rashal, and like doesn't say anything. He just like tiredly nods, like shoves a wooden doorstop in the bottom of the door with his foot, and then runs back inside because somebody shouted something that you could not make sense of.
Hmm.
And Rashal like turns to you and he says, Master Solcombe, I mean no offense whatsoever, but you are a large individual. Perhaps it would be advisable for I to take the lead and you to keep your hands at your sides.
That was the plan.
He nods and he steps in. And yeah, like, he steps in, you step in, you're immediately bumped into by somebody carrying, like, a bubbling pot.
Right. Bump. I didn't do it.
Like, it's like, doesn't even, like, acknowledge you, just, like, spins around you and keeps running. You see, like, a service kitchen happening around you. It's like, we get all of the tropes, right? We get all of the tropes, like,
the angry girl that knows what she's doing.
Well, that's Caprizi. But, like, you get, like, when I say all the tropes, I mean, like, there's, like, this giant bird being loaded into a wood-fired oven, with the garlic knots on its like, leg bones. There's the giant roll of sausages that like goes around different pots and pans and is being cut to order. There's like the giant mound of dishes in the overworked dishwasher, right? And of course Caprizi. So Gold Dragonborn, female Gold Dragonborn, like she's got the like Chef Whites on, but she's got the French collar. Like the excellent French chefs in France are allowed to wear a collar with the French flag on it, right? Mm-hmm. She's got that, except it's a Waterdavian flag, and she's got the big poofy pleated hat, and she's just like she's got the apron with the whole bunch of spoons in it for trying all the dishes, and she's just running around the kitchen getting orders out the door, and she almost runs into Rashal, and then she like skids to a stop, sees you, sees Rashal, sees the box, nods, and in a rushed tone just says, like, "It's in the office, do you still have your key? Good." And it doesn't even wait for Rashal to respond. Goes back to shouting something about, like, lamb kebabs. Again, it smells fantastic in here.
Wow, this place makes me anxious.
There's a reason I chose a bookshop, Master Solcombe.
Like, I fought a dragon, and this makes me anxious.
This is very much a dragon's hoard, Master Solcombe. As he's walking you through the kitchen towards, like, a back office.
Right.
This is probably Solcombe's first experience with a walk-in refrigerator. You see this giant metal door with smoke rolling out of it, and people continually go in and out.
What is that?
Preservation room.
What? Okay.
In fact, they might have some iced cream in there.
Iced what?
Precisely, Master Solcombe. So, like, he said that quietly, and as soon as he said ice cream, as soon as you said iced what, like, at least 4 people, without looking up from their stations, shouted the word gelato.
Joe, what?
It's the kitchen standard of I will in fact fucking correct you until you get it right.
Correct.
Joe, what-o?
It's a gelato!
Yeah, exactly.
I am not having fun. Let's hurry.
Somebody carrying what appears to be an entire pig, like
Oh, good.
on a giant metal rod, like on their shoulder, comes sprinting around the corner and almost takes out Rishal. Make a dexterity saving throw. The pig is cooked, by the way.
No.
Okay, so you can grab Rishal and pull him out of the way, but you're gonna take some pig damage if you do.
With a 23 in strength.
Okay, fair enough. Make an athletics check. The DC is 14. Okay, so what does that look like? Like, you see somebody with a smoking, like, mahogany-skinned pig upside down on this metal bar. They're having to, like, hold it like a shepherd along both shoulders. They're running. They don't see you. They take a blind corner, almost take out Rishal. What does that look like? What do you do?
I hate this. This feels so Sockham, though. I think the instinct is pull Rishal back and throw like an instinctual haymaker. Like,
Okay.
Just like into the pig. And I feel like I should have washed my hands first.
Do you punch the pig or do you punch the server?
The pig.
How do you punch the pig? He's carrying it behind him on his shoulders.
Oh, I misunderstood.
He's carrying it like a shepherd, like I said.
Okay. It's okay. Then it's probably like,
Maybe less of a punch and more of a shoulder check.
we'll pull Rishal back and like lift the pig off the guy. Like quick double motion.
Yeah, right.
Like nope.
Okay, so he stopped, and he doesn't look apologetic. He doesn't look like nervous. He just gets mad, and he just like reaches up, grabs the bar, and tries to rip it out of your hand. Like, give me that.
Okay, here you go. Just drop it on him.
Yeah, he takes grunts, and like turns around, and as soon as he starts to leave, you hear Caprizi shout, "Where's my suckling pig?" And he gives you this look like, "You did this, you bastard," and runs off. Like,
a guy almost dropped it on your brother. Moving on.
you do shout that into the room.
Oh yeah.
Mind you, this room is not quiet. This room has people shouting and running around, and dishes and knives, and as soon as you shout that, everyone shouts quiet. Like you're in a library.
I smell a double standard.
No, you're in a working kitchen. There is in fact a difference.
I'm sorry. My mind immediately went, I smell a double standard, and Sokka went, no, that's risotto.
Does he know what risotto is?
Apparently.
Okay, fair enough. So Rishal has made it to the office at this point. You're close behind
Clearly,
him.
he's been reading Caprizi's book.
But he hasn't thought about it, so he's gone inside and closed the door. So you're outside. You grab the door, and you feel like a tap on your shoulder.
Look back. Hello?
Yeah, Caprizi is like standing there with her arms folded, just like glaring at you.
I'm gonna take that as don't go in.
You say, I'm gonna take that as she shoves a spoon in your mouth. It's got something on it, like it's not just a spoon. Like,
Okay, yeah.
Can you make a charisma saving throw, please?
No.
Cool.
Every time it's fucking charisma.
Cool. So, for those of you wondering, he just rolled 2 nat 20s in a row.
Sounds about right.
So it's like it's like soup, but it's like the meatiest soup you've ever had. It's like somebody liquefied a steak, turned that into butter, put more meat on top of that with like really good vegetables, and like salt, but not any salt you've ever had before. You can react to it however you want, but it's like really good, like braised short rib soup.
That
And she just goes, "Well,
it is immaculate. Never had anything quite like that.
what does it need?"
Oregano.
Okay. And she just turns and runs off. You still have the spoon, by the way.
Right. Just like looking at the spoon. I hope I said that word right. I wonder what oregano is.
Oh no! Oh no!
Does he have to roll to see if he was right or not?
No. But that. Alright, fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm sorry. I'm just being. That.
Yeah, so like a couple seconds passes and Rochelle opens the door, and now he's got a little bag like in his hands under the box that he's carrying. He closes the door behind him and he says, "Where did you get that spoon?"
Caprese shoved it in my mouth and asked me what it needed.
"What did you say?"
Oregano.
"I really hope that wasn't ice cream." And immediately, gelato!
It was cream. It was meaty. It was very meaty. It had salt like I had never tasted before. I didn't know salt could taste like that. But yeah, I don't.
Did you like it?
Yes, it was. Oh my god, it was delicious.
Good. We should make our way to the door, Master Solcombe.
Yes.
So you start back through. Now you're trying to get out of a working kitchen. So I'm gonna need you to either make athletics or acrobatics, whichever you think is better. But bear in mind, it matters fictionally.
Right. Listen, Sockham can pay for damages later.
Oh no. Okay. So
burned all his luck.
fuck's sake. So what does that look like?
I think it's just like Sockham taking like a lowered body stance and just
walking in one direction?
yeah,
So
just like it's like
if
I'm
you
not
know
gonna...
if you know anything about working kitchens, you know that is exactly what you need to do. So people just like start flowing around you.
I'm not gonna let anyone make me lose my ground. I'm not gonna fall. I'm just
About
gonna...
halfway through the kitchen, you're like, "Holy shit, this is working."
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, I'm actually making it.
And then you get to the door, and Linguini is there again, and he's holding like a cup, like a big liter cup, almost a pitcher, and he holds it out to you as you're leaving.
Take. What is this?
Yeah, it's hot. Like you take the cup, it's hot. And you say, "What is it?" And he's just like, "I don't know, I just washed the dishes." And just goes back over to the sink. Like,
Did this man just hand me hot dishwater?
he did not hand you hot dishwater. No.
Do the classic stick a finger and taste it.
It is whatever was on that spoon.
Ooh.
Slightly different. It's got some kind of... there's something different about it now, and given that you don't know what oregano is, you have no idea what it is.
Just, oh, I've still got the spoon, so I guess I've got lunch.
About that. So
Yeah.
you head out, and like Rochelle follows you. You head out of the alleyway, and you're just walking up the street. And I think Rochelle says like, "I'll need that cup when you're finished, Master Solcombe."
Oh, certainly.
Do you eat it?
Uh,
What are you giggling about, Birchmila? What did I do?
I may be reading into the situation too much, or Kid is doing a funny.
What?
Am I?
What are you reading into too much?
I can't figure out if the soup was actually intended for Sokkum or if Rashal was trying to imply, hey, that's mine.
No. He's saying like, I need to give the cup back to my sister. It's not made of styrofoam.
Okay. I was reading in too much to it then.
I was about to have Sokkum ask because this is Sokkum. Was I looking in that situation wrong? Was this for you?
What situation?
What he handed the cup? Since you have your hands
I
full.
was giving you a cup of my sister's current entree du jour. I just need to return the cup to her at some point.
Oh, okay, certainly.
So yeah, do you eat it?
Yeah.
Cool. Cool. It's real good. Like, let me put it this way: you get 5 temporary hit points.
Oh,
Ow.
You didn't tell me she cast Hero's Feast.
Her book is called Hero's Feast.
All I can think of is just Rashal and Sock walking back and just every now and again, sip.
Like, it's real good, Sokkum. Like this, like something about this soup. Like it's beef stew, right? But there's something about this beef stew that takes you back to like the first time you went hunting with your ma and the food you made out of it. Like it's just dynamite. It's no wonder rich people pay for this. Like,
well, I still don't like rich people. I know technically I am rich people. That's not the point.
you are not rich people by Waterdavian standards.
No, but you know what? I get it. He's like gesturing at the food. I get it now.
Well, not all of it makes sense, Master Sokkum. I, for one, have always wondered why the, shall we say, wealthy amongst peoples enjoy pate, for example.
Pate.
It is a force meat made from the liver of waterfowl. And before you say, that's just sausage, Rishal, no, it is not sausage, it is a paste.
A paste made of... What did you say? Waterfowl? What is that, a duck?
Duck, goose, swan, liver, specifically.
A paste made of waterfowl liver. That sounds awful.
It is quite awful, Master Sokkum. And yet, it is 30 gold per pound.
What?
That's crazy.
People actually pay that?
Oh yes, the shops can't keep them in stock.
I've lived here for like a couple of weeks now, and I still don't get this place.
Master Sokkum, I have lived here the majority of my life, and it were not for my sister, I would still not understand Waterdeep. And, for the record, if you find that you begin to understand Waterdeep, and you try to apply that knowledge to a different city, it will not work.
Yeah, that's about right.
Great. At least I can rely on you to be you being something normal here.
He stops walking, turns to look at you, full body gestures at his bespectacled, berobed, gold dragonborn wizard ass carrying a box of money down the street of water, and he just stares at you for a minute, and just completely deadpan, he goes, "Thank you, Master Sokkum. That means a great deal." Like,
in his mind, this is just like, oh well, like he dresses like Pierce. He's got money like Braden always seemed to when they were little. He's pretty normal, all things considered.
He's also short for a Dragonborn, it should be pointed out. Like,
yeah. So everyone to a Goliath.
fair.
All is normal by Knightlight standards.
Yeah, yes! Rashal is normal by Nightlight. I sincerely think that is the first time in his life anyone has called Rashal the Page Turner normal.
Sockham, a Goliath who calls a human, a tiefling, a half-orc, and whatever Pierce claims to be.
Another human.
That's part of the joke. To be
A human,
his
a tiefling,
siblings.
a half-orc, and a wizard.
There you go.
And a
No,
wizard.
no.
to
A human, a tiefling, a half-orc, and a menace. Walk into a bar.
A
To all
human,
be-
a tiefling, a half-orc, and a wizard derogatory.
Walk into a bar, and the barkeep says, "Hi guys, back from lunch?"
He's probably
No, the barkeep says nothing because he's a ghost.
Valid.
Ooh,
Go ahead,
that's
Tom.
good.
he's probably one of the only Goliaths that calls that menagerie his siblings.
Fair.
So, all things considered, Rashal is pretty normal.
Fair. Is there anything else you want to do, or if not, Rashal's just gonna like go to the bank and then go back? Well, not bank, his guild hall, but still.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Okay. So yeah, so we cut over, like, as you guys are walking up the street, right after thank you, Master Salcom, that means a lot. We cut over to Connie making her way downtown, walking fast, faces past, and she is alchemist bound, I believe.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Glad most of us were on the same wavelength for that one.
So you're
Right?
heading to the Corellian's Crown?
Correct.
Okay. So yeah, Fala's shop is mostly like churning out like energy drinks and minor medicines in the wake of life being breathed back into Trollskull Alley. You come in and Fala Fala has a couple of like young-ish dudes working with them today. And you can tell immediately that they are protection detail from the Zentarum.
Okay.
Because you've dealt with Zentarum enough by now to know.
Right.
But yeah, Fala's just like helping customers, and then you head in, and Fala like turns to you and smiles, and signs like signs your personal sign, like Connie.
How's it going, Fala?
And nods at you, gestures around, does like the exaggerated like brow sweep, right?
Yeah.
And then signs like, "What can I get for you?"
I need some dosage of come on, brain. I made up plants and now I forgot what they were already.
Okay.
I need bugswort and I guess the names aren't really important, but point being she's gonna get the things Duvari asked for.
Yeah, so you list off the plants, and Fala's like nodding along, and then you finish, and Fala stops, glances around, signs something you don't fully understand, and then spells out poison.
Yeah, so the good news is, we found a way forward for Sock to unfuck everything, if that makes sense. The bad news is, come on, brain, do the thing. It's gonna hurt a lot.
Fala like gesture points at like a pot of like these deep blue black spotted poppy flowers, and looks at you like, "It's gonna hurt. You want some of that?"
Sorry, my brain is doing a blank for just a second. Does that? I'm assuming that looks like the stuff Duvari had described, or is this like wrong
No,
string?
it's just straight up like poppy for killing pain.
Yeah, that stuff then.
That's not what you asked for. Like, you asked for stuff to wake Salk up.
Right. Sorry, brain.
But you said it's gonna hurt a lot, and Safala was like, "It's gonna hurt. You want some poppies?" Like,
I think he said that he's already got that covered, though. I suppose that would. Yeah, I'll buy a dose or two of that.
Fala nods, and like makes a sign for like anything else, as they're like getting the stuff together.
Wake him up, calm him down, get his heart going again in an emergency, Poppy. I think that's it.
So you say like get his heart going again, and Fala like stop, like has their back to you, going through like their cabinet, like you see
Really
get his heart
hoping
going, like
really
stops, turns.
Yeah, she notices him stop, them stop, and she jumps in real quick with, "That's not part of the plan, but you know, just in case."
Like concerned auntie face that like only an elf can do, right?
Concerned Connie face.
Like goes over, pulls out a notepad, writes something down, slides it over to you, and it just says, "Restarting his heart is not part of the plan?"
I'm kind of fuzzy on the specifics of it, but as far as I can tell, he's supposed to be kicking the entire time. Not literally, but you know what I mean. Unless I've completely misunderstood it. It was all in wizard mumbo-jumbo.
So Fala writes to you, wizard ellipses question mark?
Yeah, we managed to get in touch with a specialist who's found some solutions. He is in fact a wizard, and from what I can tell, a very skilled one, but I have no idea about the specifics of what's gonna happen. Beyond, like...
Fala writes, "So do you want the heart thing?"
Well, he suggested I get some just in case, so...
So nice. So it's writes like potions or distillates. All right, sorry, plants or distillates. Pardon me.
Give me the distillates.
How long do you have?
Oh, what time is it now?
Like noon?
It's supposed to be... He said we're supposed to meet him there this evening, so... Out of character, how long does it take to distill something?
You don't know. You're not an alchemist.
Wait, did we not long finish the breakfast run when the Vari came round?
What?
Did we not long finish the breakfast run at the Good Night's Rest when Vari came round?
Yeah. And then Connie went straight to follow.
So it's still roughly about morning then.
No, because you finished. What?
Am I getting my sense of time just completely skewed?
Yes.
It was about 11 when Duvare got there, but I'm assuming it took some time to discuss the whole thing.
Right, exactly. And then
So
straight
it would make sense that'd be about noon then when we got to the thing.
Exactly.
Okay, right.
And you know, he wanted us to be there at 6, so
6 bells. Can you get it distill it in that time?
Colin nods.
Perfect. What's the tab?
Like uses the pen to like jot some things down, kind of winces, and then says, "It'll be 4 tinctures, and then under that writes 100 and circles it.
Gold?
Nods.
10 platinum. How about?
Yeah, basically 10 platinum.
I don't actually have that on me.
Uh-oh.
We did kind of throw everything in the. Well, no, wait. We didn't take the till to the bank yet.
Pretty sure we did.
Not for
unless
breakfast.
I'm misremembering.
Yeah.
This is a different day. Though there might not
I
be
see.
100 gold in there. Do you not have any money, Connie?
No, I have 80, just not the full 100.
There's absolutely 20 gold in the till. That's no problem.
I need to run real quick, but I'll be right back.
Colin nods. And, like, makes like a wait gesture and writes, "Are, like, you're getting money, question mark? Are you sure you want this? I'll get started."
What about, giving me the poppy and the restart as a tincture, and then the plants as the other two? Because I know how to process those two.
Father looks a little bit quizzical and writes, like, in for a copper, in for a plat.
Fair enough.
And then, right, like, but if you're just going to go get money, like, I can get started on the tinctures.
Yeah, go ahead and get started then. I'll be right back.
Yeah, Father nods, run off, grab the money, run back, pay for it, job done. Anything else?
She was just gonna ask how sales going with the energy drinks and all that.
Fala, like, chuckles.
Seems
and-
really popular from what I saw.
Yeah, like, Fala chuckles when you're like handing over the money and you ask this, and writes to you somewhat cryptically, I don't like banks.
That's a mood.
And then, but, comma, well.
Glad to hear it.
Nods. And then writes, like, see you at 4?
Alright, I'll come pick him up.
Cool.
Thanks,
So,
fella.
Fella nods at you, waves. Out you go. Fella starts helping somebody else. Brayden,
Yes.
what are you doing while your siblings are out?
What I wanted to do was go out and try and like gather information about fucking what the hell the Soul Devourer could be.
How?
I was gonna ask, is really like good places to find information, like gossip, whatnot, because someone's gonna talk about it if it's taking people's souls.
So what you're saying is you want Esvile to go out and check.
There's no harm in both of us going.
Okay. Make an investigation check with advantage.
Investigation.
Okay. So we fade out on Connie's scene. We fade in on Brayden doing his Batman thing, sitting on a rooftop, and Esvile like swings into frame and like detaches her grapple and like lands beside you. I say Esvile, the Black Viper, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like maybe an hour later, so it's like 1-ish. Like it hasn't been long. You've been out casing the city.
Yeah.
And she like comes up, gives you a hug, and she says, "Well, unless you're particularly interested in the ravings of an old woman who swears that her garbage man is a vampire, because why else would he be out at night? Rolls her eyes. I haven't found anything. Yes, I'm aware of what you rolled.
Yeah.
You didn't get enough.
I didn't get it. Okay. That's a shame. I was hoping we could dig something up, save us having to go back to fucking Castle Landers.
Why don't we go back to the Castellantis?
What?
What? Go on.
No, I missed what you said now.
She said, why would we go back to the Castellantis?
Well, they were dealing in souls. Might as well dig through whatever they've got, see if they've got anything to do with it.
By that logic, we should investigate Blackstaff Tower.
You say that, but it's not a bad idea to ask the Archmage Safar.
Well, you'll have to go by yourself. I'm not changing again.
I know.
And I'm not exactly welcome in the tower.
It's more I just don't know. I just don't have any idea where to start with this. A soul devourer? That could be anything.
Rather the point, Oftentimes the divines are annoyingly cryptic. Are you committed to this divine debacle?
Well, I did spend a lot of money on this sword, and it seems like a waste just to get rid of it for a couple of jobs that I need to deal with.
Alright, fair enough. Have you tried asking the bird?
You know, now that you said that, I feel like a dumbass for not asking the bird. He's like chuckles to himself a bit.
You might also feel like a dumbass for asking the bird when you get Polly wants a cracker or something.
I mean, fair. But it's also connected to the Raven Queen, so why not?
So Esmealy like giggles and like puts a hand to her mask, and she's like, "You didn't ask the messenger, Brayden."
Well, I sure as shit wasn't going to shoot it, that's for sure.
Well, go on.
Aye, I should have summoned the bird.
The bird's already there, homie. That bird has been in frame unless you specifically tell me otherwise.
Right, fair. I didn't have it checked for it being out, so
Fair enough.
my bad.
No worries.
Aye, so pull the bird out. Just let it stare at it. So and ask it. So where do I start for this soul devourer thing? Is there any ballpark frame of where to look?
Right, and Umbra just says, "Waterdeep."
Funny, where in Waterdeep?
Like, tilts its head, looks around, tilts its head the other way. You hear Esmealy sigh, and then Umbra says, God, what does Umbra say? Umbra says, dark.
Alright, Brayden, go jump in the hole.
Back into the sewers with you.
It's somewhere dark in Waterdeep. Well, that rules out absolutely nowhere. Possibly the Temple of Light.
Wouldn't that be irony?
That would be funny. Right, if that's the case, then pulls out the map of Waterdeep. Fucking sets it down with a couple of stones.
Yeah. The bird, hops onto it, starts, looking at it.
Places it could be. Docks Ward, Grave Ward. Waterdeep Castle.
Pulls
Same
out
as boy.
Map of Waterdeep. Places it could be. Waterdeep.
Large place.
Say the bird is like hopping around looking at stuff. And then after enough time for Esvile to get annoyed that the bird's not doing anything, Umbra just says, "Not here." What? This is Waterdeep.
Hold on. I still have the sewers map. Pulls that out.
Okay.
Well, if it's not on the surface of Waterdeep, it might be underneath, like, spreads out.
You
sewers
pull
map.
out the sewers map and like lay it down on top of the Waterdeep map, and Umbra like hops around looking at it, and then just says, "Somewhere."
Somewhere in the sewers. Okay, great. That narrows it down.
It's not
It's
like
not
the
far.
sewers don't crisscross the entire city as well as the surrounding land. There's even sewers that connect some of the, like, outlying villages. And the farms, and... Gods.
To be fair, I wasn't expecting this to be easy.
You'll forgive me for what I'm about to say, Brayden. All this for a bloody sword? You're probably going to hear me say it again.
Probably. I mean, I don't know if you've seen, but did you see what I done to the fucking Mauler beast?
Something about that seemed incorrect. But yes, I saw it.
Funny. Yes, I fucked up the math, like, fucking...
You only dealt about 40 more damage than you should have, which is not that bad, but it would have been enough for it to get that heal off in the end, and that would have... Yeah, anyway.
Anyway. Somewhere in the sewers. It wouldn't happen to be the... No, if it was the Necromancer, we've already dealt with that.
Here's an obvious question, Brayden. What is in the sewers?
Yeah, it like, looks at the Raven. It's like,
It should be noted that Umbra does not react when Esvile speaks.
Alright, so I'll look at Umbra. It's... You've Devourer, but you've not said specifically what. Actually, I don't know, our
Like,
race would be nice.
turns to look at you, you know, glowing red eyes. Just a race would be nice. It just says no.
What do you mean, no?
What? Why not?
Doesn't say anything.
That's not cryptic.
And
at all.
people wonder why I don't deal with the divine. Are we certain that thing is divine? We absolutely certain? Is there any doubt? Can I stab it?
I mean, it kind of manifested out of the blade, so I'd say most likely, yeah. Also, I've just realised I can't bring up Umbra's character sheet.
I'll sort that for you in a bit.
So it's coming up, but it's just blank.
Can you edit it?
I'm gonna...
Because if you can edit it, then that just means that you didn't, like, actually do that.
No, when I say blank, as in there's nothing there, the actual character sheet itself is missing.
Oh. Where? I don't even freaking... Oh!
And it
Oh,
won't let me
in your spellbook, you mean?
No, I've got... Braden's spellbook, I've got the actual Raven Queen's to Umbra.
No, it's not
I
blank
know.
for me. I just brought it up on the screen. Yeah, it works. You might be bugged.
just
Roll20's
need
having
to
some
do
issues.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just like...
It manifested out of sort that wild magic is a thing, Brayden. Maybe this thing is...
Yes,
she
but
looks like she wants to throw it off a building.
Yeah. believe me, we've dealt with wild magic before. This is not that.
So great.
Oh yeah, you weren't there when we had to deal with the wild magic storm, were you?
I was nearby.
So you you seen the shit show that we had to go through?
I don't know what those things were, but, and I don't say this lightly, gods. Also,
Turns back to the bird.
if you're going to ignore me, I'm going to keep using my boyfriend as a middleman.
No reaction. Grumpy as Vile noises.
I just imagine a scrunchy face.
I mean, she's wearing a mask, but yeah, kinda.
And a scrunchy face.
Angry thief noises.
Aye, angry thief noises. Well, at least we've got a ballpark on where to search.
It's somewhere in the sewers, and it won't tell us what race we're looking for. Great.
Which I'm still confused about. Like,
Why do I have the chill up my spine that leads me to believe that when we find out why, we're going to be like, oh, and then running for our lives?
because the divine are like that.
Careful as Vila, your genre savvy is showing.
For the record, there are things in the sewers that are bad.
We've already run into... Actually, no, we've killed some of the worst that are down there.
Who was that? Oh, so you found it out, Yug?
I don't know the name of that, but we've dealt with, like, makes like, technical face checks gesture.
Imagine a tree trunk with a mouth.
That sounds horrible.
It is. And then
why has
some
no one
divine
worked first?
somewhere decided to give it Displacer Beast tendrils.
That sounds worse.
And
I
they
don't know
breed
what.
in the sewers.
Oh, great.
To say nothing of... Listen, everyone knows there's zombies in the sewers of Waterdeep, but nobody really admits it. So also zombies. And wraiths, probably. And
I mean,
squatters, cultists, Zants.
Not to mention intellect devourers.
Intellect Devourers,
I wouldn't be surprised if there's more mind flayers than there.
Mind Flayers, Shadows,
We've dealt with the shadows. though.
Gazers. The point is... Oh, and we can't have an open flame down there.
Why not?
The air burns.
Oh.
Yeah. So we're not going by ourselves.
No, absolutely. I wasn't even planning on going back to the
And
The name
also,
keeps-
there are a lot of sewers. And it's a labyrinth. So we're going to be down
Right.
there for a while.
Yeah.
When we come out, I'm getting my hair done. And you're paying for it.
No arguments here. Last time we were down there, it wasn't exactly fun either.
And a manicure. And a new dress.
And a sponge bath while we're at it.
Sponge bath. What am I, an invalid?
Try bubble bath.
Yeah.
I would much rather have a steaming tub with some scented oils. Actually, have I mentioned
Esvile's... How do I phrase this delicately without sounding like I'm trying to skirt a different thing than what I'm trying to skirt? Have I mentioned to you, Brayden, the situation with Esvile's skin?
No.
Okay. She is scarred up from being the Black Viper, falling off buildings and shit.
Aye.
But, and you are the only one in the Knightlights who could possibly know this, her back is fucked up. Like...
Are we talking levels of, like, Full Metal Alchemist fucked up, or...? And obviously not a carved pattern, but...
Yes, actually, yeah, a little bit of Risa Hawkeye going on with that.
Oh.
Not like, you know, the secrets of flame alchemy is carved into her back, but like, yeah, like more than just like
The odd scraping.
like prints of a shoe. Yeah, like this goes beyond like naughty child receiving a beating, which unto itself is horrible. This is like she has markings of like
multiple lashes to the back.
Hooks, chains. Like she looks like Geralt with her shirt off.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, that is okay.
And like you would know, and she won't talk about it, but you're the only one who knows.
The hot steaming baths make more sense now.
Exactly. That's why I'm bringing it up.
Okay.
But also the "what am I, an invalid" comment makes more sense too.
Yeah.
You're taking me to a nice dinner.
Creasy's restaurant.
I was about to say, well, perfect. There's just no place I've been meaning to try out.
Somewhere fitting of my station, Brayden.
Yeah, I know.
What? Do you even...
Fuck it. Because I forgot to write it down. Fucking Rochelle's sisters.
Caprizi Whisk Wizard.
I do have it written down. Fuck. Okay. Aye,
You do like the salad.
Caprizi Whisk Wizard's place. I don't know the actual name of it, but
Which one she owns 4, but either way, without a reservation, we're not getting in there this year. It's not like you know her.
About that.
About that.
You know Caprizi Whisk Wizard?
She's suddenly not mad at the bird anymore.
It was, where's my free lunch, you bastard?
To be fair, I didn't know how important she was.
Let me put it this way. Caprizi Whisk Wizard cooks for kings and diplomats. You ever wonder how one person, Lord Silverhand, can be responsible for all of this? The Whisk Wizard of Waterdeep is good enough to cook for her.
And we know our brother personally. How about that?
I don't like your use of "we" there.
He's a nightlight too.
The only "we" I care about is you and I don't know her.
Like folds her arms and huffs.
You think you can get in without a reservation?
Maybe.
Ask Rochelle and have him pass along a request.
I mean, there's no harm in asking.
Watching you struggle to figure out which fork to use is worth a trip to the sewer. Fine, I'm in.
there can't be that many. Like maybe 3, 4.
9.
And immediately shuts up. God, if there's 9 forks, then how many spoons are there?
Don't worry, you start at the outside and work your way inward.
Why do I get this sneaking suspicion that you're telling me that so's that I'll fuck up?
It's not like my father's going to be there, Brayden. I've no reason to humiliate you.
See, now I don't want to meet your parents.
The point is, fancy dinner, new clothes, manicure. I'll go traipsing around the sewers with you for that. I'm staying behind your brother, but I'll go.
Oh no, I'll be staying behind him as well.
Which one?
Last time I was in front, I nearly got my mind taken from me.
That reminds me. About the business with the Wolfman.
Wolfman, ooh ha ha.
That was... what was his name?
I'm not a coward, Brayden.
Right.
I just...
To be clear, we're talking about the one that Rockham's tutelage under.
No, she's talking about when she ran from the Avatar of Slaughter.
Oh, right, okay. Not to put too fine a point on it, if things would have went worse, I would have got you out of there. Personally.
I'm not helpless. I could get myself out, as I demonstrated. And I'd sooner do that and give you a better opportunity than have to play damsel. The point is... I know your brother thinks I'm a coward. I'm not. I just believe that discretion is often the better part of valor. And if you could fight another day in more favorable terms, then you should.
No, I agree.
Like, you see her eyebrows raise under the mask. She just goes,
"Oh, good. Then talk some sense into him."
The only reason I agree is because we got our asses kicked by fucking moving earth. Plants. And that nearly didn't end well. And I was too stubborn to fucking hightail it out.
You put men on the other side of my blade, fine. Now, fight the entire bloody city. You start putting gods in the mix, and, well... I don't have the fancy sword you do.
I mean, give it time, we can fix that.
I don't want to go around killing gods, Brayden.
That wasn't what I meant, but... yeah, I wouldn't like to see you put in harm's way.
Harm's way I can deal
Not
with.
unless there was something to gain from it. That sounds
we got
worse.
traipsing around the
I mean,
sewers. We're going to fight some things that would... yeah, it would stall most people. But short of... Mind Flayer or Dragon, I'll
Or
be right there
Xanathar
beside
himself.
you.
Mhm.
But... I'm not inclined to throw my life away. I'm not inclined to throw your life away either. If I have to choose... I'm going to choose.
And to be frank, I would prefer you to choose yourself.
I have priorities. You're on the list, don't misunderstand me. But you're above your siblings.
I nods with her.
And to be completely frank, below me. I'm not going to die, if I can help it, because your brother got himself bitten by a wolf. Well, I guess in this case, bit someone. The point is, my crossbow was useless. I wasn't getting any closer. There wasn't anything I could do. The smartest thing to do was to leave. And then you didn't have to worry about me. The others didn't have to worry about me, and you had more space to work. And you're... Rockham has been glaring at me since we got back. I don't like it. I'm sorry I left your brother to die, but I'm not going to die with him. Not when I can't be of any help at all.
Yeah, no, I understand that. He has admitted before he doesn't quite grasp the whole magical thing. I'll talk to him.
I appreciate it. You listen to me, which is more than I can say for most people. Granted, if we're talking about most people, I prefer to be ignored. But there's most people, and then there's most people, you understand?
Mm-hmm.
And you haven't asked, which I also appreciate.
This is my own humorous show and haven't asked about what.
Maybe you don't know.
Okay, then I'll say it in character. Haven't asked about what.
She flinches.
What do you mean, what? You say that like you don't know.
It just looks at her like,
She starts laughing.
What I haven't taken notice. That obvious?
Brayden Coy, what am I going to do with you?
He just like shrugs.
You can take the bumpkin out of the forest, but apparently... She sighs. You haven't asked about why I do this. You haven't asked about who I am. You haven't asked why I haven't brought you home to meet my father. You haven't asked about certain things.
I mean, you've gave me the gist of most of it. I didn't really see a need to ask.
There are certain liberties someone enjoys once you begin sleeping together. I still have a bruise, by the way.
You're welcome? Question mark?
Like, gestures vaguely at, like, the side of her neck. You can't see anything. She's, like, wrapped around her. She's like...
Yeah.
I'll get used to the tasks eventually. Probably. Maybe. The point is... If you were... Walter Davian... There would have been some... uncomfortable questions between the theater and now.
I'll be honest. My train of thought is, if you don't want to tell me something, I ain't gonna push, because it's obviously uncomfortable. Tell me in your own time. I'm not worried about it.
I mean, I'd rather not, frankly.
Then don't. The most I've taken from it is your father's a fuck, and you do this gestures to let her and outside to get away from it. That's good enough for me.
Well, yes and no. First of all, both of my parents are awful. Second of all, yes. But anyone that I've considered being involved with would be curious. It's refreshing.
I would be lying if I said I wasn't curious. Do I need to voice that? No. Again, if you want to tell me, you can. I'm not going to push it.
Catch me in the scented oil bath you promised me, and maybe I'll feel like talking.
It's a date.
I don't know what I expected, honestly. By the way, do you have a suite at the Good Night's Rest?
I mean, I can reserve a room if you need it.
I said, do you have one?
Do we?
I
That's a
assume,
good
like,
question.
unless you have a different place that you're sleeping, I assume so, yeah.
Ah, then, yeah.
Which one?
It's like rattles off corridor number, whatever.
Oh. I thought that was Constance's room.
No, hers is closer to the stairwell.
Right, because that right. She's a physiker, and the smells coming out of her room I mistook for Pearsall's. Oh wait, they're sharing a room, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
That's why one of the rooms smells like a laboratory. That makes sense. At any rate, you have a sewer trip to plan for, and I have some calls to make.
And if I can, narrow down the search area a bit.
We don't even know what we're looking for.
I mean, if it takes souls, it's probably big, scary, and needs a sword put through it.
If it's in the sewers, that explains why we haven't heard anything about it.
True.
Oh dear.
I don't like the way you said that, but...
There's
Or
a
you
taker
thinking?
of souls in the sewers. I really hope it's not killing people on the privy.
On the privy? What do you mean by that?
Privy is bathroom.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, I think we would have heard something about people spontaneously dying on their toilets.
Or, if they're from Waterdeep, they will be trying very hard to keep that information out of the papers.
True.
Oh dear. About those calls, I will be asking about Toilet Ghost, apparently. Good luck!
And she just drops off the side of the building.
The one time, like, mad ravens wouldn't be too far from the truth.
Right? What do you want to do?
Now to look into that... Fucking... No. About, like, what time of daylight are we at?
Like, 1-ish, 2-ish at the most.
So, a couple hours before
Yep.
sock. Um. Honestly, I might just go back to the Good Night's Rest and try and parse some more information out of the
Okay.
Crow. Crow, Raven. Or...
You're not going to get any more information out of the Raven. But you have a starting point now.
Have a starting point, the sewers.
Which will give me time to set up a dungeon. So is the last shot of the episode Brayden, like, picking up the maps and looking at the Raven, like, alright, let's see.
You're very little help. Puts the sword away.
Right, okay. Cool. Totally. That's gonna be the last shot of our episode for this week. Good job. We're back! We're back, everyone! We're back! Oh. And once again, we melted 4 hours. I blame Connie.
Yeah. No, I blame the fact that you're a good storyteller, Fox.
Agreed. Blame the fox.
Excuse you?
Hashtag blame the fox.
Let's do some shout-outs, shall we? Man of the hour, Delta008, give us a shout-out, please.
I mean, I would argue with the man of the hour, but hello there, I'm Delta, your resident Mad Scotsman. You'll find me hanging about the Discord, doing mod stuff, playing games. If you ever want me to join you, or you join me for playing games, give me a shout and fucking get together. And if you've ever... I am just stumbling over my words today.
To you too.
Okay. If you ever need a hand with something, fucking Discord related or otherwise, give me a shout and I'll see if I can help. If you'll excuse me, I have a splitting headache, so I'm gonna dip.
Take it easy. Guy Gamzelis, the hero bard, give us a shout out, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Guy Gamzelis, the hero bard, telling the tales that need be told, and there are a lot. I've been walking my libraries looking for a nice story to tell. Until then, if ever I'm needed, you can always find me on the Discord, on DMs, or on Twitter at @theHomestuckHomie. Until next we meet, have a fantastic rest of your night.
Trace Burb.
Hey guys, Trace Gary here. I'm a mod for Kit's channel, well, Discord. And if you have need of certain financial, if you have trouble budgeting, don't be afraid to hit me up with that. If you need something soft and fluffy knit, because I know how things can go with blankets and comforters and whatnot. But while it is getting warmer, there's also, the next fall and winter around the corner.
Yes.
I knit soft and fluffy things. Feel free to hit me up for that too.
Grace Miller.
Hey, I'm Birch Milla, aka Gracie. I do art and things for Kit's channel, and I also love tabletops. So if you like either of those things, give me a poke.
And for my part, as ever, I am the sharp-eyed Kitsune, the teller of tales and the weaver of mysteries, the masked bard. This is a channel that is devoted to lore and storytelling, world-building, role-playing, and discussions of those things. So if that's your fancy, you're in excellent company here, and I do hope that you enjoyed your time with us. You just watched Dice-Icive Action Tales of the Knightlites, a set of transitory mini-stories where our heroes from Into Waterdeep featuring the Knightlites are keeping a pace of things while we wait for the art and the overlays for our next big campaign featuring the Knightlites to finish, which is coming up very, very soon. Hopefully, one of my players will be getting an update tonight on the aforementioned art. These are short OVA stories, OVA-style stories, to bridge the gap between the two full campaigns. You probably saw some of that groundwork being laid tonight, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. I'll be back tomorrow, provided my health permits, with more Hollow Knight in the afternoon, and then I have a meeting. So unfortunately, we're going to be doing a half day tomorrow. But if you want more tabletop goodness, we'll be back on Tuesday night with the return of Crown of Fangs, a Tomb of Annihilation module playthrough with my own spin on things. For now, it's time for me to get out of here, but as always, I'd like to leave you with these parting words. From myself, my keepers, and those joining me on the stage this evening, to all of you, The regulars, the followers, the newcomers, and the lurkers. Whether you're just having a seat by the fire or you've got a running tab at the bar, remember, there's always more stories to tell. And hopefully, I'll see you all next time for another Tales of the Knightlights and a new chapter. Good night, you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by, and hope to see you again soon.